Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you another interesting live stream. I told people before that, given, hey, what is up, Sham? What is up? What is up? I told people before, given the amount of time that I, in a sense, tend to have, that I will put in maximum effort when it deals with certain things, especially when people tend to get directly on my nerves. And a lot of people are going to learn the hard way. So, as you can clearly see, we have a person that has frequented the channel, somebody that is not a subscriber, but somebody that seems to be a loyal watcher. And they proceeded to state a variety of things about black men, as which you can see here. Number one, they wanted to say that black men are incels. All they do is lie and repeat the same things to black women. They are also DL, which means down low. All they do is fly solo. Again, I had to use different words for YouTube, from sunup to sundown. And they still mad about ish that happened in elementary school. Next person, he responded to one of my moderators, Mo, and stated that, but the black community got all of the receipts on what black men have done. DL, which basically means black men who are gay but not outwardly open, is your latest fiasco. Everybody is turning in receipts on y'all. Your fornication, lust, wickedness, and evil has reached its new peak, right? Next, underneath that, I actually gotta go directly to the list so I can zoom that in and read that one off. It says, I told you ignorant black men that black women wasn't checking for y'all overseas. We're there minding our own black women business and was there 15 years before y'all in G's ever thought about it. Looks like your preference is the hunt for y'all, but we will enjoy the tea. So basically, black men go there, and this is the video I put out earlier during the morning, where you had this random black woman that decided that for whatever reason she wanted to go to Colombia, and instead of focusing in on the sites, the culture, the language, the people, and things of that nature, she wanted to make a video on TikTok specifically about black men, passport bros, focusing on that. But yet she's supposed to be on a trip about her, right? So she said, so basically, black men go there to prostitute, to sleep with children and men. What a reputation. Yuck. Right. And the interesting thing about putting together that video, which is 25 minutes long, is that primarily she only wanted to respond and talk about that one clip out of a 25-minute video. There are a multitude of the videos directly up there, of which are referred to black women doing sex tourism, going directly to Jamaica to get their backs broken directly into, sleeping with random Jamaican men countless times, probably also in groups, sleeping with these guys unprotected or even with protection or a combination of both. And at the same time, those same women will return home after doing whatever it is that they're doing and then turn on TikTok, whatever it is, and decide to get online and start bashing black men. And then these are also the same women that sleep with different guys around the world unprotected, that want to turn around and say that black men are the leading cause for black women catching STIs and STDs and HIV directly in the black community. But yet they're out here going to and from different countries, sleeping with random guys of which they are not getting specifically tested for or tested with. Crazy work. And then within that same video, also highlighted the fact that you have women there that go to Jamaica that pay Jamaican men in order to break their backs in. But yet, for whatever reason, they want to make it seem like, yeah, every single time black men travel, it's always prostitution. It's always to deal with somebody that's underage. It's always because they're on the DL and all this other type of stuff. So now, because I keep seeing frequently a lot of people want to specifically talk about black men being on the DL, I decided to make a little live stream, and this is also going to be a solo video a little bit later on, about these exact same women and them being on the DL, right? But in order to get directly to the nonsense, and I'm going to just say this ahead of time, the 4 minutes that you are about to watch is of a bird, and we covered this bird before. You know her voice. I showed you quite a few videos of previous live stream. So this is probably going to be 4 minutes that you might not be able to get back, but it's in I placed it here because this is part of the start of where a lot of these comments originally stem directly from. Right. So you can clearly see the comments here of a bird, and we're going to go to the main bird that she decided to agree directly with. I want to note that this woman, her perspective comes specifically from the worst of the worst. Right. It's not like she's dealing with financial America. It's not like she's going out there dealing with college men who are entrepreneurs, blue collar, or whatever it is. She's dealing with a specific type of men because she's in a certain type of lifestyle and or work. Right. So let's just take a look directly at that and listen to this video. And then we can go into the other videos where women who are Black women explain their, not influence, but explain how it is being with quote unquote straight women who are DL. Right. So let's just get to start.
The most men when I looked closer to a man. I was a bodybuilder for 2 years, and when I looked like this and this, I attracted the most men, and that really started making me think about what men are attracted to, and it really did kind of put the thought in my head that these men are like attracted to men subconsciously. It's deep in their brain that what they're actually attracted to is how a man looks. They just want the internal of a woman. And I kind of feel like it's the same for women on the opposite spectrum, but that's a different video if I ever make it. But I think for a lot of men, obviously this won't go for all of them, but I think for a lot of men on a deeper level, they want femininity in a woman because it is a display of submissiveness, because men are always going to pick a woman based off the approval that they are going to gain from other men. And if this is a very submissive man himself, and he cares a lot about what other people think about him, a lot of men will try to overcompensate by wanting to be with a woman who is wearing makeup, she's dressed up, very girly, she has like a high level of hyper femininity, because no one is then going to question his sexuality. A lot of these men don't want a woman because she's feminine. They want a woman because she knows how to display that she's not a man. Does that also mean that you like it in the opposite sex? Because let's think about it. When men want to get muscles, who are they typically looking at for inspiration? They're typically looking at other men, right? And I think this is why the trans community gets so much flack, because I think if men were to live in their truth, if men wouldn't become trans, they would be more open about wanting to deal with trans women, because men want the best of both worlds. Men essentially want someone externally to match them while internally being a woman, because men understand that they cannot gain any benefit from a man. So, of course, me highlighting those attributes didn't really take away from the fact that, like, I know how to have empathy, I know how to be nurturing, I know how to be caring, and me being in that state really did highlight the fact to me that, like, on a deeper level, men really do want to be like men. It's just they like the femininity performance of women because that is what's acceptable. I was more masculine in my thinking. I was more binary in my thinking, more black and white, less nuance. I would dare to say, like, less intellectual even, I would go as far as to say. And so I think for a lot of men, they really do want someone that highlights these physical characteristics and mental characteristics of a man, while your internal, where your heart is as a woman, they want to be able to use that and exploit that for their own benefit because they understand that there is no other worldly source that they're going to be able to get that from aside from a woman, because we are the life source. And so this is the reason why a lot of these men will be DL, because physically they are attracted to men. Emotionally, they want to be with a woman, because there's been studies done on men that train regularly at the gym, and how their level of fitness also correlates to their level of actually being attracted to men. It's actually a very, very high correlation between the two, because men want to look a certain way to impress a certain demographic, while also somewhat trying to fit in the mold of not looking gay. A lot of these men, they're picking feminine women just simply because they don't want to look gay. And then what will happen is that they'll get somebody feminine, and then they want you to no longer wear makeup. They want you to start hitting the gym. They want you to start losing weight. They start complaining about your curves. They start complaining about your extra belly fat. Yeah, because they really want a man. They just don't want the world to know that they want a man.
Right. So, Israelite, right? Remember how you said the comment above where you was like, you only find feminine women attractive? What she basically is trying to substantiate is that if you are a straight man, right, and you're attracted to a woman who goes to the gym, who works out, who is toned in shape, you're gay. She then later also stated that if you are a man, a straight male, and you are attracted to a feminine woman, you are also then too gay. You can't make this stuff up. But originally, this video was like 9 minutes long, and I just wanted to cut this directly down because I'm like, we don't need to sit there for a full 9 minutes of just bird talk. We don't need to do that. There's other more pressing videos to go directly over because again, we already went over this once. We don't really need to go over the full totality directly of it. So that's why this is in a sense a shorter version of the video. So now we're going to, because some people would like to say like, yo, Seji, why is it that you're only showing one demographic of women? It's not only one grouping. So I'm like, all right, cool, fine. Just to shut a lot of those folks up because they always like to come directly in here. Let me just move on to Becky real quick. And then we're going to, move into some other videos as well too.
Really watching a football game for the first time. This shit's gay. It's gay. I saw 4 men piled on top of each other for God knows why. Was that necessary? I don't really think it was. Their tights are incredibly tight on their body. Very form-fitting attire. They're just smacking each other and hitting each other and laying on top of each other and bending over in front of each other. I don't know. Football is gay.
At this point, all I'm sitting up there saying is it doesn't matter what a guy is interested in and what a guy wants to do. It's just automatically going to be considered gay. Automatically, right? But again, I wanted to highlight that to shut all the other ones up that want to pull up to the scene and be like, "Oh no, it's not just one demographic of women." So there you go. You got your one, right? You got your token one directly up there that decided to parrot and say something completely stupid, right? So now we're going to go from the perspective, and we're going to hear directly from a man of the community who is of the gay community, black male. And he has quite a few words for women that decide that they want to listen to a, to bird brain mentality when it deals with straight men, right? So let's just listen to this.
Gay or straight does not matter. It's the individual. Equating somebody's sexual preference to their behavior is dumb. It is extremely dumb. It is so damn dumb. And I cannot believe, it seems like every day we are learning and finding out that so many black women that we always encourage and support are actually buying into some immature, sick ass shit like this. Like dead ass, like this has gotta be the craziest shit to sit and watch and witness some people run behind some shit like this. This is crazy. Somebody sent me something where this man said, if a man played any sport that is dealing with a ball, he's DL. Listen to me. This dizzy hoe said, if a man played any sport dealing with a ball, he's DL. And when you look at the women in the comments, they are entertaining and feeding to it. One woman I seen, she said, hold up now, my husband played football. And this motherfucker gonna tell her, ask him what happened in the locker room. So you gonna ask your husband that. I ain't gonna even lie, friend. If you married, that make it worse, and you feed into that, and if you go and ask your husband or show your husband some shit like that, he needs to divorce your ass.
Now, let me just make this very clear. This is a gay man at the end of the day. It's at the point where you have a gay man out here with a platform that has to call this out and basically defend straight men. That's where we are at this moment. This is how jacked society is. This is how messed up this whole situation is, where we're at the extent where somebody that plays for the exact same team is like, yo, it's getting a little bit too crazy for straight men out here. Let me just step in here, clear some of this stuff directly out, throw a flag directly on a play, and let me call both people out that decide that they want to engage in a lot of this nonsense, a lot of these fairy tales. That's some crazy work. And then on top of that, like he listed, it's like you're a woman that's married to a guy that played football or whatnot or whatever, and you want to get his insight or question him because of whatever it is that somebody online said to you. So you believe the person online automatically before you believe your husband. Woo! Cooked. I agree with this man. That's an automatic divorce. Don't you ever in your life decide to listen to some type of nonsense on your line from a person of which you don't even know, and you're going to go right back and ask your husband, why are you even married? Why are you married? Do you even like men? What are we even doing right? Like that is insane. That is insane. And that also shows how easy it is to have a lot of these people just be random followers, where they will just eat up and latch on to every single word from a complete stranger as if it is truth. That's diabolical. Wow. I hope they're divorced. That would be the smartest thing that man can sit up there and do, is to get divorced from that woman. That's some trifling behavior, dog. Let's keep going.
He need to. He need to. Because there's no way in hell y'all this goddamn dumb. A man that plays sports, any sports dealing with a ball, he's DL. When does it stop? Do y'all really do y'all believe this shit? Or y'all really just needed a place to be homophobic and show who y'all really are? Like, just be honest, bro. Because it just seemed like this can't be serious.
Ooh, he actually hit a good note. I'm not sure if he's going to expound upon it in the video. He said that it just seems as though y'all just want to find a spot just to be homophobic. So, Seiji, what does he mean by that? The problem is, I can only speak for one community because I am a black man in America. And again, I've talked about my experiences of what it is that I've been deemed and called even throughout my own channel and even in real life. So, and again, if some other black men will choose to sit up there and be honest, they can sit up there and share their experiences as well too. But what I'm saying is, in general, out of every other grouping of men that exist, the only group that specifically get questioned and checked about their sexuality the most out of all of the world are black American men. Nobody's doing this to white men. Nobody's doing this to Jewish men. Nobody's doing this to Native American men. Nobody's doing this to Arab men. Nobody's doing this to Latin men, African men, whatever other men that are out here in existence, their sexuality is never questioned, no matter what's going on. Black American men are the only ones that get scrutinized to the T. I'm talking about they're looking at every single thing. It's like, oh, the trim on your shoes, that's a little bit too colorful. Oh, you're drinking out of a straw, that's a little bit weird. Oh, you like to sit up there and eat fruits, that's even weirder. It's like, oh, you're working out a little bit too much and spending time, that's weird as well too. Oh, you want to just go hang out with the boys? Oh, that's highly weird. Oh, you like to talk to your boys directly online playing video games? Oh, we already know what that's leading to. Like, it's the craziest thing directly out here. And again, no other group of men that I've ever seen in existence deals with this type of scrutiny at all. And within that as well too, the exact same women that he's referring to, black women, will decide to look at a straight black male, right? They can be in a relationship or friends or maybe a family member or even a complete stranger. If they have a disagreement or he says something that they don't like, the first thing out of their mouth that they will utter is be like, "Oh, you probably gay anyway. You probably on the DL. How many men you set up there and build?" I'm like, dog, how do we get here? How is it that you say that you're an ally to the LGBTQIA plus alpha, right? You're a whole, ally to them, but at the same time, when you see a straight black man, you call them gay as a negative, huh? How do you call yourself an ally? How do you say that you view people in LGBT as a positive when you use that of which they are as a negative towards a straight black man? That doesn't make any type of sense. So that's what he's basically stating when he's saying that they're just looking for an area to be homophobic, because they are. Because in a lot of these instances, these exact same women, right, who say that they're allies of the LGBT, they'll say that, oh, in general, black men are the most homophobic directly out here. Black men ain't sitting up there out there trying to rebrand people because we get into a disagreement. We're not trying to question sexuality 24/7, 365 days of the year because of a conversation or because something didn't go our way, right? We're not trying to use a term and then swap that and brand it as a negative and put it directly on. That's not what we're doing. The only group that I've seen do that is black women in the black community. Like I said, I don't care how nobody feels about it. It is what it is. Again, there's other black men. You can go directly on YouTube videos, TikTok videos, or whatnot, whatever, and you can sit there and listen to what young black boys, young black men, and black men in general have to say about this topic and what it is that they have been called and deemed by peoples of their community, their family, or women that they have come into contact with and or dated. But like I said before, you have a gay man here with a platform that is specifically speaking on this. Let's keep going.
This cannot be real. It cannot. Y'all really feel like he's telling y'all a secret? There's no DL secret. There's no damn secret. He's not giving y'all any factual information. He's giving y'all no solid factual information. He's offered y'all tips and tricks. There's no secret. He's giving y'all no hard facts. And y'all women, it's like y'all worshiping him. Everything he's telling y'all is gold. Y'all are actually buying into it. Attacking the gays, the ones that actually really love and support y'all. Seriously. You can't make this up. You cannot make this shit up. I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. If I see you engaging and you supporting that hoe and that type of shit and that rhetoric and that type of behavior, you ain't gonna have to worry, because I'm gonna already block your ass if I see you one of my supporters, because I do not deal with or even encourage any of that shit over here. I don't want nobody over here that even has that type of mindset. I don't give a damn who you is. I'm not dirty. I'm not low down. I don't do foul stuff. I don't get online creating and making up shit and picking at people. I don't do no shit like that. I never will. And I have never made this a space for anybody to feel comfortable with none of that. I don't do that at all. So if you feed into that, you enjoy what he's providing, by all means, tear your ass. I am not lying. Any woman on my platform, I'm telling you today, any woman that is on my platform that is entertaining all of that, get the hell off my account. I'm not lying. Unfollow me. Don't subscribe to my YouTube. Get your dizzy ass off of my account. I'm not lying. That is immature. He is spewing a lot of hatred, homophobic, transphobic. He is offending a lot of people in my community. He's offending the trans community. He is offending straight men, picking on straight men that are not DL, just dry, posting somebody pictures and y'all laughing at the shit. Like I said on that live earlier, y'all laughing and entertaining that because it's not y'all loved one. But if he grabbed your brother pictures, your cousin's pictures, your husband pictures, somebody that's close to your heart, and just drop putting their pictures up and picking them apart, trying to assassinate their character and call them DL and making accusations about them, y'all would not be laughing at the shit. Y'all would take offense to it too because it's somebody y'all love. Think about that when y'all sitting y'all messy asses on here and y'all entertain and stuff like that. Think about that. Stop being so damn dizzy. Y'all really let this dumb ass, young ass motherfucker convince y'all into believing some crazy rhetoric like that. I'm honestly disgusted because I would have thought that y'all was smarter than that.
Well, a lot of people would have thought that they were smarter than that, but obviously not. And again, this is the moment in time that I really love the internet, because the internet will fully tell the truth, because a lot of people will be more honest, will be more honest on the internet versus actually in person, right? Face to face. A lot of people will sit up there and play games and act as though that they are a type of person, but when it deals with them just being able to be free, anonymity, and all this other type of stuff, this is when you will actually see how a lot of people tend to think and how it is that they tend to move, right? They're not going to hide that because they have the whole thing of anonymity, right? You don't specifically know who they are. They can just say anything, they can pretend and all this other type of stuff. So, like I said, then on top of that, when you get a lot of birds together, this is what tends to happen. They all flock in the exact same direction. They all agree the exact same way. They all eat the exact same thing and drink from the exact same water source, which is poisoned. And this is when you have content. And this is when we have moments like this where, again, you have to have a black man from the gay community defend straight men. Wow. And the craziest part is the other craziest part, because it deals with the topic of the live stream, is that a lot of the women that want to get directly on or try to call out black men being DL, those are the exact same women that are DL as well too. Those are the exact same women who are engaged, got fiancés, they got kids, they're married, or they're in a long-term relationship with the man, and they have relationships with women. But they get online and sit up there and always get directly on black men and fixate on black men. That's some crazy work. So it's like black women doing it is different because it's women, right? So it's not a negative, it's not anything bad, it's not nothing that needs to get highlighted or talked about, right? It's nothing dangerous, right? But if it's men doing the exact same thing that women are doing, oh no, it needs to get highlighted. It needs to get talked about. We got to start bringing up the stats. We got to start talking about the STI and the STD rates directly in the black community, and how it is that black men are playing in black women's faces and all this other type of stuff, and rah. And woo, it's some crazy work though. Some diabolical work. But again, because I'm just a man, right, just talking, you don't have to believe me, right? You can just take that with a grain of salt. So again, I'm showing people directly from the community who are speaking. So if anybody has a problem directly with that, go directly to the gay community and have that conversation with them. Chances are they're not going to have that conversation. They're not going to have that sit down. They're not actually about that life. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to move from this man. And like I said, I don't know who this content creator is, but shout out to this black man. And like I said, I don't know who he is, but shout out to him for standing 10 toes down and defending straight men. Again, he don't even have to sit up there and do it, because in a sense, he don't really even, got a dog in this whole fight, but he sat up there and did that. And there's a rare few that would actually sit up there and do it. Shout out to him. So now we're going to go and listen to what black women have to say about DL black women.
But y'all don't know pain until when your homegirl tries to fuck you. I feel like, oh, DL boys, everybody calls DL boys, but like, no, DL girls are real too. Like, it's just not taking it seriously as a big deal, because it's a trend to be gay. Like, the woman love women is girls faking their sexuality. Like, why? I don't understand it. Okay, so I had a homegirl, and she was like one of my girls. Like, if you've seen me, you've seen her, like that type of shit. And I always felt like she was a little like, like bi. I thought she was bi. But she always uses that, like, claim her that she was straight. Like, anytime I would say, girl, you like girls, she'd be like, no, I'm straight. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, stop. Like, da. I was just like, okay, cool. Because she got really mad when I used to say this about her. So I just always thought, like, okay, maybe she is straight. But, like, little red flags I would notice is just, like, when I was talking about my boyfriend with her, and it was, like, good stuff, like, oh, he just got me this, or, like, just good stuff about the relationship, period, she will always, like, have something negative to say about it. Like, oh, but don't forget da-da-da, or da-da-da, or be like, he could do like stuff like that. But anytime it was something negative to say about the relationship, like if we had an argument, I would go tell her, oh, she had a whole lot to say, like it was the best day of her life, like she's been waiting for this conversation, like she's like plotting on us to break up. So I stopped telling her stuff about the relationship, period, because I felt like that was really weird, and I just kept the relationship on like silent. But like at school, that's when she started to like touch me. Like first, like she would just like touch my shoulders and just like do this slow on my chest. And like at first I didn't say nothing, because like girls are girls. Like I had a phase where I was like that, okay, cool. But it was getting to a point where at school she would literally try to put her hand in my pants, and I was just like, I'm not I told her my boyfriend was uncomfortable with that, because I didn't really want to say I was uncomfortable with it, because I didn't want her, because she's really sensitive, she'll really get like irritated and like sad really fast. So I didn't want her to feel like, oh, I don't know, I just didn't want her to like get upset. So it's just like, no, my boyfriend said you have to chill, like stop doing that. Like I always be like, what the hell are you doing? She was just like, oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. But then the next day, she would start touching me again, like touching, like not in my pants, but she would just start touching my ass, like in my ass, right? Like dead ass. Like, I would just be like so uncomfortable. Like, I would just be like, oh my God, like, why are you fucking touching me? So I told her, can you stop doing that? Like, I don't like that. Like, I told her, me personally, I don't like that. Like, oh my bad, girl, I just be playing, like taking it as a joke.
So I just want to get this very straight, right? And I need some women who are watching here. We got about 122 people watching, right? So let me just explain this in a different scenario. Imagine you as a woman were sitting there with a male friend or just around a male friend, and that male friend proceeded to basically touch or feel around directly on your body or your chest, right? And this was not consensual. You did not consent to this. You didn't ask for this man to sit up there and do it. And then not only that, but then also that same man tried to basically put his hands into your pants, right? Now, logically speaking, looking at the situation, it's not consensual. The woman didn't agree with it. Wouldn't we then agree to say that that woman is being assaulted or SA technically at that point? Let me know. Let me know if maybe I'm reaching with the example that I'm giving. Let me know. Somebody said 100%. Because in my mind, somebody said LH said yes, that's definitely SA. Okay, so when I originally first heard this, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, you were assaulted. I'm like, you should be making a report. You should be going to the police, right? Or at least in my mind, I'm thinking that should be the thing that would take place. But I'm looking at her explaining it. She don't really, in a sense, she's like indifferent about it or whatnot or whatever. And even when she's giving the explanation, she's like, hey, please, don't do that, whatnot or what. It's very calm, right? Now when you hear women explain this and a man does it, it's everything else. It's like, yo, he did this. You can hear the holler, you can hear the screaming, you can see the tears, you can see the shuddering of the body and different things of that nature, because how that made them feel. But it's as if a woman does it, it's not the same, even if they do the exact same. It I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out how to convey this. For me, what I'm trying to get directly towards is that it seems to be that if SA happens by way, and again, this is not me saying that things are okay. I'm not. That's never okay. But all I'm saying is that it seems as though if SA happens by way of a man, it's 1,000% wrong, which it is, right? So I'm pretty sure we all agree on that, right? But within that exact same vein, if a woman does it to a woman, and again, we're listening to a woman speak directly on it, it's not a problem. It's different. And I'm like, it's the same thing. A crime was committed, but it's like it's two different reactions to it. It's like I don't know. I don't know. I feel as though that when it happens, it doesn't matter who does it. The exact same terms and conditions should happen. Somebody should call the police. A report should be filed. You should have a restraining order, directly on the person, and the person should be thrown in jail for whatever, given amount of time or prison time that should, or that is stipulated by way of, the system. But I guess I'm different. I guess like my thought process is different, and maybe I'm a little bit extreme, right? If women do stuff, it's not in the same vein as if men do it, right? Because men are the only ones that are violent. Men are the only ones that are the predators, and that can do anything negative that could potentially impact a woman both physically and emotionally in a negative way, right? Because that's what a lot of women tend to say directly online. But let's continue.
So everything moved on. I moved on from it. She moved on from it. But we was having a sleepover at my house, and it's a friend group of 4. No, it was a friend group of 4, but the sleepover was only 3 of us because a girl got in trouble. So it was only 3 of us there. Homegirls playing games, trolling, calling our exes. But my homegirl, one of them left because she It's a nigga. Just know every time a bitch sleep, it's a nigga. She went to go see her nigga. Her nigga lived in my neighborhood. Okay, cool. So it's just us two. And I really didn't feel no type of way about it because, like, after that situation, nothing ever happened like that again. So, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to sleep. It's getting towards that time to go to sleep. And I'm like, sleep. But when I sleep, when I'm with my friends, I be having my headphones on because they be on the phone. And she was on the phone and I just want to go to sleep. So I have my headphones on, like, while I'm sleeping. Like, my headphones, I like Beats like headphones. I'm asleep. I just feel all my thoughts. Like, I just feel all my thoughts. And I'm just like, I just open my eyes like, what the fuck is happening? Like, am I dreaming? Like, what the fuck is going on? She's literally trying to get in my pants again. Like, oh my God, I was so uncomfortable. I was literally froze, y'all. Y'all don't understand. I was froze. It was so uncomfortable. Like, I wanted to die. Like, I literally wanted to die. But it didn't get no further than that because I turned around and I was like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. No, not your bad. You know what you were doing. Me and her, we stopped talking after that. Like, it just got real awkward in the friendship. And she was one of my favorite homegirls. But now we're not even cool.
So not only did it happen a few times before, but it happened again where you were at some type of spend a night over at a friend's house, and that same girl who you said made you feel uncomfortable basically was on you while you were asleep. And you said that you basically froze and felt uncomfortable. So all I'm trying to say is, like, where was the fight back at? That's what I'm looking for, right? Because again, I'm looking at this situation from the point of view that a crime is being committed, and these are two women, and two women are able to fight each other, right? You're not talking about, oh, this one woman is very much stronger. She's strong like a man, like, no, she's not. So I'm like, where's the fight back? Where is the yelling? Where is the screaming? Like ah, I don't know. I don't I don't know, but again, we're talking about the fact that again, you got women out here that say that they are straight, they got a whole boyfriend, and they say that they're not interested in women and all of these things, but they're turning up at these, sleepovers. They're turning up on these girls' trips. They're turning up when they happen to have one too many drinks and they're around their girls and they want to start getting touchy feely and all these other types of things. But okay, maybe it's just me. I'm pretty sure I'll get at a point in time somebody say that I'm, being insensitive to, women who have, gone through things and all this other stuff. But like I said, I don't know what to tell you, coach. Go see a therapist. Go talk to the police. Go confront the man or men that specifically did that. I am not that. Don't bring that energy directly towards me. I don't got nothing to do with that. You got energies in you that you need to be putting elsewhere. That's all I'm saying. It's just saying. Just saying. But anyways, let's keep going.
A little while back, and now I want to talk to you guys about it. Now, this woman is in her late 30s. She told me that she's been dealing with girls off and
Might have to
on
turn up
since
the
she was
sound.
16 years old. Now, she's never been with women seriously, but she has been with men seriously. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Now, when I'm talking to a woman, I always ask them how they label themselves. And it's not out of judgment, it's out of curiosity. When you assume, you make an ass out of yourself. And that's why I don't like to do that. So, like I said, I asked her, and she told me that she's straight. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So I asked her, if you're straight, what exactly do you want from me? And she tells me that she's interested in me and she wants to get to know me better. And that's when I had to stop and really think. How many coochies do you look as a woman before you're not straight anymore? You're straight, but you love the scissor.
That was funny.
And I'm not talking about arts and crafts. I really want to know, how many interactions do you as a woman have with another woman before we can revoke your straight card? A lot of women will get on TikTok and drag DL men all day, and rightfully so. But a lot of women are doing the exact same thing. It's just with women. A lot of y'all sleep with women casually and you still call yourself straight. And let
Oh,
me be clear, I'm not trying to tell anybody who they are. If you tell me your name is Rocco, damn it, I'm calling you Rocco. Because I believe in respecting people the same way that I want to be respected. There is something when you decide to move through the world under the guise of being straight, knowing that you're not. That just doesn't seem right to me. Because being straight comes with privilege, it comes with access. When you're straight, you're automatically accepted by your family, by your churches, and your community. And you're also culturally affirmed, especially in the entertainment industry and media. Being straight is the default. I came out the closet when I was 15 years old. I'm 30 now. That's 15 years of living out loud, dealing with the homophobia, dealing with the dirty looks, and even violence. So when someone comes to me calling themselves straight, but behind closed doors wanting to do things with me, I am immediately turned off. If you're straight, be straight.
Mm.
I know plenty of straight women who aren't attracted to women that way. I know plenty of straight women that can get drunk around their friends and not wanting to munch on them and bump with them.
Ooh. This woman was speaking bars. Very, very, very nice and very calmly. That woman was speaking bars. She was throwing some nice jabs. And this is what I said before. Like, and I've witnessed this before, right? I've seen a multitude of women within the community who, let me, matter of fact, I'm not even going to sit up there and say what it is that I've seen. Anybody can go online right now and you can pull up videos of just, happen to type in like black women dancing, black women at the club or whatnot, or whatever. Just type something in and you will see fields of black women at a club drinking. Somebody is bent over, sitting up there twerking, and there's a black woman sitting up there rubbing on her, dancing behind her, twerking on her as well too, putting her face direct. I'm like, dog. I'm like, ain't y'all supposed to be straight? I'm like, don't you got like a boyfriend or like kids at home? Don't you got a full husband? And it's like the way, and you can tell that they're very much enjoying it by the way that they are rubbing and touching. And I'm like, ain't this is a bit weird here. This is a bit weird because as she stated before, these would be the exact same women who would say that they're straight. They'll do all of these, double agent bisexual, activities, at the club away from home, and then they'll go right back home and, and act like everything is cool. Huh? But at the same time, they'll look at a black man who is either bisexual or quote unquote DL, and then they'll decide that they want to start bad mouthing. They want to start frowning. They want to have a certain type of face. They want to start listing statistics and all this other type of stuff and saying how negative that is, how detrimental it is, how that negatively affects black women. Huh? But I'm like, what about the amount of black women out here who have quote unquote been straight, quote unquote, sleeping with other women, end up catching something because they were with another woman? Because I did a story before, it was like some years ago, where a woman ended up catching an STI, or it might have been like a yeast infection or whatnot or whatever, because they were, in a sense, unbeknownst to them, people were sharing items, toys. So, like I said, it's wild out here. It is 1000% wild. One group will get demonized no matter how it goes, and then the other group is just out there scot-free, just frolicking through the flowers, through the daisies, and and full-on rays of sunshine, just doing whatever it is that they want to do, living their best life. I'm like, ain't that about something? I'm like, that's some wild work out here. Like, yo, the double standards out here are 1000% crazy. It is so crazy. People out here doing the same thing, but it's only bad when one side does it. That's crazy. That's wild. That is diabolical. That is diabolical. Let's continue.
This TikToker that shares like a lot of UK lives, dramas from a lot of like UK creators, like well-known people from the UK, whenever there's drama or whatever. And I think there's this guy called Junior, and he was on live and he said like at a certain age, you should be coming out. Like, why are you hiding your sexuality? Living a life that's a lie, getting married to a woman when you like men, things like that. And I'm seeing the comments, and the comments are from straight black women saying, yeah, like, I don't know why they're hiding, they need to come out, it's 2025, be who you are, da. And I'm like, because I can guarantee you the women in that comment section, they've called a man gay at least once for doing something that is not even related to being gay. A man cheats on his girlfriend a lot with other women, gay. A man spends time with his friends, gay.
Yep.
A man gets a pedicure, gay.
Yep.
Like, please stop acting like black women or the black community in general is accepting of people coming out. And we know that you don't even care about, you know, them being gay or them being well supported or anything like that. You're just worried about being in love or marrying someone who might be DL or something in the future. Don't act like your concern is genuine.
That is wild. But like she said, that list is a lot longer than what she even listed. Like I said, there are fields of things right now online that if a man does any of these things, he is gay. It's wild. It basically, you can't do nothing. That's the best way that I can sit up there and even put it. Like you just can't do anything. Even if you spend a lot of time with your significant other that is a woman, somehow, some way, a woman out there be like, yeah, that's gay. You shouldn't be spending that much time with a woman. You should be out there building. You should be out there, doing something, breaking some bones or whatnot or whatever. You shouldn't be in there, in a house watching the same shows that, she's sitting up there watching. Even if you are in a relationship, that's questionable because what straight man will sit up there and do that? Huh? It's just like, so on one end, if we don't really spend time with our significant other, we just want to, be out with the guys and, we want to go to and from or whatnot or whatever, is gay. If we want to sit up there and spend time with our significant other and we're just there watching, whatever shows or whatever she's interested in, it's gay. If you don't have a woman in your life, it's gay. Huh? If you're into, going back to the previous video that I gave y'all, where the woman, she was like, yeah, if a straight man is into feminine women, you're gay. If you're a straight man and you're into women who work out, go to the gym, or in shape, you're gay. Like I said, hey, I don't know what to tell people. I don't know what to tell people. Like, yo, it's just, you just can't move. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. You just, there is nothing you can do. You know how to tell time and you're a guy? Oh, you're gay. Oh, you're a black man with like 4 degrees? Oh, we know you're gay. You're far too educated. You're gay. You're a black man that like to sit up there and go gets his haircut, and you like to really take care of yourself and dress well. Oh, you're gay. We know you're gay. Yo, it's wild. It is crazy out here. It is diabolical. It is 100% diabolical out here. That is crazy. Ismail said, it's either you're gay or you like white women. I mean, that's the same thing too. A lot of women have stated that if you like anybody other than black women, you're gay. Yeah. I've seen comment sections like that as well too. And I'm like, I'm not even sure how. I'm like at the same, I'm just a little bit confused. I'm like, okay, so if a black man, right, is in a relationship or has been with a white woman, right, magically he's considered gay. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So what does that mean when a black woman has been with or is in a relationship with a white man? Like, what does that then mean? And then magically it's silence. It's like it don't mean anything. It just means that she wanted to be in a relationship and that, she found somebody that loves her and they're a great match. And I'm like, what? I'm like, the wizardry. I don't know what in the Harry Potter School of Magic this is, but this is some great sorcery right here. Because it's like, it don't matter how I try to explain it. And I can say it and I know that, it's stupid. You will have other people out there that will still push this forward and be like, oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah, if a black man is with a white woman, yeah, he's gay. What? I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, all right. All right, whatever. Carl said, wait, a woman said that a man that's into feminine women are gay. Yeah. So Carl, it was this woman here.
Did the most.
So going back to the very first video, this woman here, I had shortened the video to 4 minutes instead of 9. She basically went through and stated, I'm going to give you the cliff notes for it. So she stated that before, also previous background, she was an SW which basically is a worker, right? She was in that type of industry, and she came across different types of men directly out there. But even though she came across different types of men out there, she didn't want to specifically just nail those specific men down to that area. She wanted to brand black men as a totality, right? She wanted to formulate this into like a whole monolith type of thing, right? Where if you got black men in these clubs and doing this and doing that, it's all black men pretty much. Or if it's not all black men, then it's pretty much like 99.9% of black men that act the way that I'm telling you that they act, right? So that's where originally her mentality in this sense stems from. So then this video here, she specifically wanted to state that when she was working out, she was basically a man. And I'm like, I've never heard a woman say that before. I've never heard a woman sit up there and say that, yo, the moment in time that I basically, work out and go to the gym, this is when I was really looking like a man. I'm like, what are we talking about at this moment in time? There's a lot of projection. There's a lot of projection directly there, and it's not even making any type of sense. If you as a woman view yourself as looking like a man, that is a you problem. That has nothing to do with men out here. That is nothing to do. Because again, I'm sitting up there looking directly at her. I don't see a man. But when you listen to her speak, she says repeatedly, oftentimes, that this is when I was my most masculine, aka being a man. I had a masculine mentality, aka thinking like a man. My body shape, when I was like toning in shape, I was basically a man. I'm like, brother, because I'm like, well, you said you was a man multiple times, brother. I don't know what's happening here. I'm like, this conversation is going a little bit crazy. And then at the very tail end of the conversation, she was like, yeah, if straight men are basically into feminine women, then they are gay. They are on the DL. And I'm like, so what are men supposed to be attracted to? Like, we can't deal with women who are in shape, right? We can't deal with women that aren't in shape, right? We can't deal with women that take care of themselves, and we can't deal with women who are feminine. So it's like, so what type of women are guys supposed to deal with? Because I'm a little bit lost. I'm a little bit confused because everything is basically deemed as DL and gay. I'm like, I don't get this. Who makes the rules for this? I need to see the Legion of Doom and who is specifically on the panel for a lot of these conversations, because this is crazy. And again, this woman, the last time that I was on her platform, I think she had about like 9.3 million likes, and she had close to 100,000 followers. And I'm like, yeah, that's a lot of birds that follow one bird that can't even fly in the right direction. That's crazy. I'm like, y'all gonna be going into like a volcano or something like that. That is wild. That is wild. Like I said, the theory crafting that goes on out here when it specifically deals with men, and how it is that a lot of women out here theorize how in many different ways men are just gay. Straight men are gay. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? I'm like, this don't make no type of sense at all. Like, how do it's tough out here. Wait, huh? Wait a minute. You said men to me that are highly educated are 95% gay. Wait, what? You said, and me and my husband look at shows together, but no Tyler Perry shows, period. He have nothing but he has nothing but gay interaction with men. We don't engage. Okay, I guess you're saying that y'all don't watch Tyler Perry films, right? I get it. But how I'm just could you expound on that for me? I'm a little bit confused. You said that men to me that are highly educated are 95% gay. So in order to be a straight man, you have to be stupid? Is that what am I reading this wrong? Anybody else, let me know in the comment section. Am I misinterpreting this by what I just stated? Because that seems like what it is. In order to be a straight man, at least going from the statement from this woman here, and again, she says she's married with a husband. If a man is smart, right, college degrees, all of that, right, they are 95% gay. What the hell is 95% gay? I could have sworn you're either bi or you're gay. I could have sworn those were like realistically the main options there, right? Or in the other options, people would sit up and say deal, right? So if you're gay, you're ultra smart. If you're a straight man, you're not educated. Huh? Brother, what? What just happened? What just happened? Like, brother, what like looking at the statement, so in my mind frame, right? So basically, if I'm to fit this within the time frame, right? Because you said that if a guy is educated, right? If a black man is educated, he's 95% gay, right? So that means that the most intelligent black men that we ever had in existence were back in slavery because they didn't know how to read or write or tell time. How, brother, what is happening? Woo! This is wow. Jesus Christ. I love live streams. Let me tell you something, because I would never get comments like this on standalone videos. I love live streams. Oh man, this is beautiful. Yo, that is wild. 95% gay. Wow. That's crazy. Holy. So where's this one? Who is the name? What Miss Benson. So is your husband educated? Like what type of education does your husband have? That's the question now that I want to know. I need to know, how far educated is your husband, or does your husband, is he just like, he plays sports and he just got like massive CTE or something like that, and he's just like yo, he's just out, he's there but he's not there, like how does this work? Like, what specific type of men do you exactly go for? It's like, I just got questions. I got questions that I'm probably not going to get no type of answers for. Like, this is wild. This is just this. I am perplexed. I am really bewildered. Woo, that's wild. I want to give a shout out to Brandon V World. What is up, brother? Much love, respect, and appreciation. You said Tyler Perry doesn't paint black men in a good light. Maybe that's what she's trying to say, but I don't know about the gay stuff. LOL. Yeah, no. I completely understand about the whole thing with the Tyler Perry movies. That's true. There's not really a Tyler Perry movie out there that puts black men in a good light when it deals with black women. It's normally some type of sob story. The black man is always like dangerous. He's always a criminal. He's always abandoning. He's always doing the worst. It's never just a good story. Like, it's always trauma, right? And this is why Tyler Perry is able to make the money that he's able to make, and it's specifically coming pretty much all from black women in the black community. So it'd be like that. Like I said, I guess shout out to The Color Purple. That's one of the greatest black films directly out there that a lot of black women love. And still to this day, a lot of older black women do not like Danny Glover. I remember even my grandmother said at a time and point that she just couldn't stand him. And I'm like, so because he played a role in your old age, you're like, you just don't like that black man. I'm like, that's wild. Jesus Christ. That is what, this man ain't never actually done anything to anybody. And you're like, nah, because he played that role. It's like, yeah, I don't like him. It's all right. You got it. I'm not even gonna argue with you. You got it, coach. Matter of fact, let me go back up there. I got a screen cap. Let me put that comment back up there. I got a screen. I might have to use that for the front of one of my videos a little bit later, because that is wild. Thank you for that comment, though. Let me tell you, I will make sure to put that directly in a video coming soon. Dear God, like I said, you guys are dropping jewels, dropping gems, shine bright like a diamond, directly out here. That is woo. Miss Dolce said, Seji, Let's move on. I got you. I was just stuck on that for a minute. It caught me. It mystified me. Um, you said so going towards your husband. You said no, he loves women. 40 years plus married. This is my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of men out here that love women. This is what a lot of black women state about, black men who are part of the gay community and things of that nature or whatnot, or whatever, that they really do, love and care and cherish and respect women. Again, I was just going by your words. I was going by your comment because I'm like, I don't really think that you technically thought that comment out that far when you decided to put that out there when you were, specifically, talking about men directly in it. I'm like, so how does your husband specifically fit directly in that? Because I'm like, it's crazy. It's diabolical. But hey, all right. However you put it, you got it. You got it. Shout out to Ishmael. You said so to Seji in chat just goes to show that black men were doomed if we do, damned if we don't. I mean, yeah. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. It 100% be like that. So wait. Okay, so you said that every gay man that you've encountered was very educated and was gay, very nice looking, dressed well, and intellectual conversation. You like, I understand that people have a point of view, but I'm like, you do realize that you're specifically putting a very narrow perspective on this, right? Because basically what you're saying is that gay men are able to, pretty much look presentable, take care of themselves, smell good, they're intellectual, and they're very educated, right? Those are pretty much the men that can do it, right? And anybody that's a straight black man, they're not able to do any of that. And if they do, then that would then mean that they fit within the realm of what you said before, that they're 95% gay. So it's like, so this is when I went to one of the questions that I had previously when, black women in the community basically wanted to say that there is no such thing as straight black men because every black man out here is either DL or gay. I'm like, so what, like, so where are we going right now? I'm like, yo, where are we going right now? I'm like, I'm just baffled by this. I'm just yo, this is these are gems. These are gems directly out here that will be forever shining. Let me tell you something. Like I said, I love live streams. Lazy Eyes said black men can't even be intelligent or like fit women. It's crazy work. Yeah. Yep. Brandy V. World said there is a such thing as being called a metrosexual. Even now, this is the thing. I know the whole terminology of metrosexual. Even within that, you still have people try to say that those men are gay. And I'm like, I'm like, so what we're doing is that we're specifically trying to say that only one segment of the population of men can be a certain type of way, right? And in order to be opposite of that certain segment of the population, you have to basically be dirty, you have to be unkept, you got to be unclean, not know how to take, basically you got to be a savage living in the wilderness. As a man, if you want to prove that you're straight, you just got to be a savage. You got to be dirty, you got to be musty all the time. Don't take no baths. You better not shave nothing. If you shave, oh, you're gay. Oh, you smell. Oh, you putting on some cologne? Oh yeah, that's fitting within the term. Oh, you're gay. Woo, that's crazy. That's diabolical. Wow, that's some wild work. Third Eye said, Seji, it's your opinion doesn't exempt her comment from being completely moronic. This is the thing. People are free to have their opinions. I'm just gonna be looking baffled and confused. when it deals with this. But again, it fits within the framework of what I said before, where you have black women out here who will categorize whatever it is that straight men are out here doing as gay. Like it doesn't matter what you do. It's just, you're just going to lose. And like I said, I love doing live streams because this is the one moment where a lot of the things that I talk about, they can't actually be showcased in 4K live. So nobody can try to sit up there and tell me different or whatnot or whatever. Like, we're all looking and reading at these comments as they basically come directly up, or as I'm able to sit up there and showcase them. So, you know, yo, that's wild. You said yes, most are gays. You know what? I respect the fact that no matter how crazy the comment is, this person's like, you know what? I'm going to stand 10 toes down on it. Yo, that's crazy. Oh man, that is wild, brother. That is wild. Yo, shout out to you for standing 10 toes down, not running, you know, when things get hot in the kitchen. Shout out to you. You know, like I said, this is a completely ridiculous comment. Only thing I can sit up there and say is that I feel very much sorry for a lot of young men that have to grow up where you have women that have this type of mentality where this is their view of men out here. Because the other thing that a lot of women like this don't understand is that the same viewpoint and opinion that you have, you may say that you don't have that view of it when it deals with your significant other or your son, but just like you think that way about men, there's hundreds of thousands of other women that have your exact same viewpoint, and they're going to judge the men that you love so much the exact same way that you judge other men, and there ain't nothing that you can do about it. In a moment in time that those women judge your son or your husband, it is what it is. It ain't nothing that you can holler, ain't nothing you can say. It's not a video that you can sit up there and make to disprove any of those things. Because the main things that those women are going to sit up there and do is like, oh, well, yeah, you guys are in a relationship or married, but he's just a beard. Because all of these black men out here are DL. They're secretly gay. Just like what this woman sat up there and said directly in her video. So, hey, it be like that, man. It be like that. You said, yes, this is my first time here and I'm enjoying it. Thanks. Hey, I'm glad you are entertained. And we are entertained by you. Woo, crazy work out here. Shout out to Brandon V World for the $5 dono. Said 95% is such a high number, though. I don't even think 95% of the country is gay. LOL. Hey, this is the thing, though. You have to understand 95% of the country is not, but when women automatically specifically think about men, if you go online, you have a lot of women, they got their faces and everything out there. They will sit up there and say that, in their opinion, 95% of men are gay. So, and then they'll be like, okay, well, 95% are gay. And then out of the 5% that's left, a lot of them are locked up in jail and prison. And then out of that percentage that are left, they're either in a relationship or they're married. So really, there's no other men out here. So like I said, this is how people tend to cook the books and go directly about these numbers when they want to say things negative when it deals with men, right? But wait, what'd you say? You said, but I do respect them no matter how they live their life. They are human beings. This is the problem, though. It's crazy to say that you respect people in the gay community, but at the same time, you're trying to find a way to label men that you don't know who are straight as being gay because of certain criteria that you see fit that deem them in the area or the realm of being gay. You're educated, you're gay. Went to college, multiple degrees, you're gay. You know how to speak, very eloquently, and you can pronunciate your words, you're gay. You know how to dress well, you're gay. You smell good, you gay. You're good at fashion, you're gay. It's like, brother, where do we go from here? It's like, no, you are right. It is your opinion, but it's not just yours. This is why I brought up this woman's video that's directly in front of you. It's not just your opinion, because before we knew that you existed and you had this opinion, for years I've shown off videos where women have specifically stated of the 99,999 reasons why they feel that it's just a whole 100% gay population of men directly out here, and there's no such thing as straight men. So no, it's not just your opinion. This is the opinion of many other women directly out there. They may word it differently, but the exact same ending is the exact same ending, which from their perspective, point of view, just like yours, that there's such a high established amount of men that are gay, even though the women that normally say this, they've never dated all of these men out here. It is impossible for you to. You've never come into contact with them, never had a conversation. So it's just theory crafting at this moment in time. But the theory crafting is so good that it's like you guys just pulled it into reality and just made it a story, just like Tyler Perry, and y'all just said it's fact. And I'm like, man, that's wild. That's wild. Like I said, my condolences to any women out here that have a son, and y'all automatically think that men out here are gay. My condolences, because Lord have mercy. Godspeed. It's not gonna be looking good for that boy. Woo, diabolical work. Diabolical work. But like I said, much appreciation for for your opinion and standing 10 toes down directly, on that opinion. Like I said, I admire that. I admire that. You didn't sit up there and run from it. You didn't hide from it. You didn't try to switch it up. I respect that. So I know it's within every single fiber of your being. And just like it is with you, it is also within a lot of other women out here. But now let's go right back to the whole thing, because you said before that you feel that 95% of men are basically gay, and 9 times out of 10 when people happen to have a comment about men, they have little to say about women. Very interesting. So let's continue.
Y'all talk about DL men all the time. You always talk about men. Let's talk about the DL women and why they are so obsessed with the lesbians. Let's talk about what actually a DL woman is. It's women who are emotionally, sexually, or romantically attracted to other women, but are openly living in that truth. So they may be in heterosexual relationships or marriages. They often are scared of being judged, rejected, or losing comfort and safety. But their desire bubbling up. So when they meet a confident, open, emotionally free lesbian, ooh, child, it's like game over. And let's talk about it. A lot of women, that could be true. You have a lot of straight women that don't like girls, but they like this one particular girl. But you still like girls, bitch. That's what I'm trying to point to. It doesn't matter if it's just me. You still have an attraction to women. See, lesbians carry that I know myself energy. DL women are often confused, depressed, still figuring out. See, lesbians are confident in their desires. They are emotionally bold and unbothered. They aren't seeking validation from men. They have freedom, softness, and that power. That combo is magnetic as fuck. So that confidence is very addicted to somebody that's still hiding. Also, lesbians offer emotional safety when men don't. Let's be real. Some men, or men in general, don't always know how to emotionally nurture a woman. Down low women or straight women often feel unheard, unseen, touched but not felt. That's the key. Or loved conditionally. Lesbians, especially soft femmes as myself, with emotionally intelligence, provide validation without shame, gentle touches with meaning. So when I touch you, baby, I mean that shit. Real conversations. I'm not asking you what you're doing every fucking day, all day. I want to know genuinely how your day was, how you feel. What made you cry today? Did something upset you? Also, we give you space to feel seen and soft without a performance. So this hit different. Once they feel that, it's hard to go back to surface levels conversation. So for example, you've been talking to a straight woman and y'all been having these deep convos, I'm talking about literally everything. It feels kind of like weird when you go back to surface levels conversations because you're so used to talking deep with this woman. Also, let's talk about the sexual chemistry. It's explosive. Let's be real. Some women, especially DL women, or let's just say straight women in general, are sexually unsatisfied. They're curious to be touched with care. Fantasizing about intimacy that's more slower, deeper, softer, and just mutual. See, we females that like females learn the body of our female partner. So
I just want to state there's nothing to learn. If you're a woman, there's nothing to learn because you're a woman. You already come with the key card to know how it is that you want to be caressed, how it is that you want to be touched, and different things of that nature. So to basically say that a lot of these quote unquote straight women are dissatisfied, That's because you're probably not there long enough with that male partner for him to actually learn certain things, right? You're not going at this at a certain place where you both are learning about each other's bodies and different things of that nature. So within that, you have a lot of women that sit up there say that they're dissatisfied and that this man can't do this, he can't do that, and all this other type of stuff. It's like, well, if you decide as a woman that it's like, all right, I'm just going to cut off ties with him because the sex was basically it wasn't what it was supposed to be, that's on you. So now you're going to continuously go, through this whole thing of life where every 1 month, 2, 3, or whatever months, that it is, that you're going to be dealing with countless guys, and it's going to be the exact same story because you can't even sit still long enough, or you can't even sit on the same man long enough in order for a type of learning to specifically even take place. This is why people sit up there and say that the culture that we have, the hookup culture, is dangerous in a multitude of ways, because a lot of women are, instead of living through, in a sense, the experience of just getting to know a person, the experience that they're living through is by way of their body. That's the way that they tend to get to know a man. And that's the worst way to sit up there and do it, because y'all ain't learning nothing. It's either going to be a hit or a miss. Like I said, there are rare instances out here where women will actually sit there and just be with one guy, and they're going through the motions. If you ask a lot of women directly out here, when was, your last, I'm talking about the women that are actually out here, right? Like when, what was it, Glorilla or Sexy Red basically say, we outside, we outside. I'm talking about when you ask the women that are outside, when was the last time that they had a relationship? When was the last time that they've been with a guy? They can list you a field of men. Like I said, there was one girl that I knew some years and years ago. Let me see. That was about like a year after high school. And we had a conversation. And like I said, I like to know certain things. And I sat up there and specifically, I'm like, so, how many people have you been with? And I just said people because when it's dealing with a woman, it can go either or. It could just be just strictly with dudes, or it can be with both, right? And she was like, it didn't even take her that long. It took her like less than 3 seconds. She was like, she'd been with like 80 men. And I'm like, I did not even know what to say. Let me tell you something. I was, what was the terminology that people like to sit up to say? Mortified. Yeah, that's pretty much, that was, I'm like, 80. You're not even nowhere close to 8. I'm like, brother, what are you doing out here? Like, do you know your age? You've been with 80 people, brother. I'm like, and then I'm like, so you did this for free? Because now I gotta. I'm like, yo, so like, were you like making money from this? Like, because at least then it would have made sense. And it was like, nah, you was just sleeping with like 80. I'm like, all right. It was nice knowing you. This was a very insightful, great conversation. There's nothing I can do here. It's you got it. I'm like, brother, you got it. You got it. And even within that, in the conversations that we had, even before we got to that number, she too was sitting up here saying that, because she dealt with a lot of partners. She was sitting up here saying that she was dissatisfied with a variety of partners. And I'm like, after I found out that number, I'm like, yeah, now I understand why you were dissatisfied, because you didn't even spend enough time just with one man. Like, dog, you got 80 bodies on you. 80, and you're just in your 20s, brother. No, you're never going to. I'm like I said, I hate to sit up there and say it like this, but I'm like, you're not going to have a great relationship with a guy. You're just not. You are like Shang Tsung right now. Your soul is mine. You got a lot of men's souls directly in you, brother. You're going to be immortal, and you're going to be unhappy. It is going to be impossible for one man to be able to make you happy. It's not feasible. It's not feasible, brother. You're Shang Tsung in here. You are the greatest of greatest immortals that I've ever met. I never thought I would meet one up until that day. Crazy work, though. But and this is why I also try to tell a lot of folks out there, please be in the lives of your daughters. And I'm talking about for both men and women. Please be in, because this is not just a one-sided type of thing. because I know some girls out there during that time frame that have fathers, and the fathers are cool. But them girls were sitting up there just like running the streets. And I'm like, yeah, so a lot of people can miss me with the whole thing of talking about, well, if the father is in the no, it don't matter. Like I said, I have known and talked to girls who got their fathers and even met their fathers. Great dudes. Great dudes. The dude is there present. He like, yo, he is there. And I mean there as in there. And they still out here running the streets. So again, missing with that. So what I'm saying is both parents, need to specifically be there. Like I said, I don't know what else to sit up there and tell people, like the stories that I have, and these brother. Anyways, anyway, wait. Somebody said, stop calling women brother. That's just the way that I talk. How about this? How about this? Right. So mix them up. You got a problem with the way that I happen to speak directly on YouTube. Okay, cool, no problem. How about you sit up there and tell black women to sit up there and stop calling me a nigga? How about that one? How about that one? Because it's a little bit weird to me when people want to sit up there and throw, like, this is what I be talking about, dog. Like, why is it out of all the stuff that I sit up there and talk about, why is it at this moment people want to pull up to the scene and start throwing on a super suit and a cape? Like, dog, y'all are weirdos, dog. You ain't saving nobody right now. Ain't nobody about to sit up there and fuck you off of that comment. Like, yo, man, stop referring to men as brothers. What? What are you specifically going to get directly out of this? Somebody going to make you some brownies, some cookies? Somebody going to slide directly into your DMs? Like what exactly are you going to get from doing this right now? I'm literally doing a live stream and a video to defend men. And you're like, man, fuck all that shit about men. I don't care nothing about that. I need you to sit up there and stop calling women brothers. Dog, I swear to God. This is some crazy work directly out here, man. That is wild. That is wild. Well, this is the thing. You say you do the same to them, but you're not on their platforms. You're not doing that. There's a lot of female artists right now that sit up there and just be calling each other niggas. Be sitting up there calling black men niggas. It's, they be calling other women, that's my bro. That's my dog. Like I said before, all I'm saying right now, because you want to say that, I'm, just guessing and all this other type of stuff. No, I'm looking at what you're doing right now. I don't know nothing what you're doing on any other platform. That's not what you pulled up to basically say. You didn't preface this by saying that, yo, brother, I do this to women as well, but just like I speak to the women, I need you to sit up there and stop referring to the women in this exact same manner. You didn't say this up until I directly called you out, because you decided that this is the hill that you wanted to die on. Like I said, you ain't had nothing to say for I don't know. Like I said, I don't know when you came in here, but this live stream been going for about like an hour and 22 minutes, and I'm going over information of these videos, right? Both audio and visually. You don't got nothing to say about that, but you got something to say about that one out of an hour and 22-minute live stream. This is the one thing that you decided that you wanted to pipe up on. All right, brother. You got it. That's some crazy work. That is some crazy work. That is diabolical in nature. That is some diabolical work there, but you got it. You got it though. So again, for the other black men directly out there, I want you to know, no matter what you do, it is a losing situation. This is, like I said, this is real time. You can be out here trying to defend black men and bring up all of this stuff somehow, some way. People will let me bypass all of that information, brother. Let me get at you for a minute. Let's have a conversation. You can't win. Yo, I swear, when I sit up there and tell y'all, no matter what I do on this platform, there is no win. It's like I said, this is why I used to label a lot of the videos House of L's. That's why I'm living in right now. No matter where I look, it's always an L. People like, yo, said you hold out your hand. Here's another L. Hold all these L's. House of L's. Jesus Christ, try to defend black women, can't sit up there and do that. I'll have black women attack me, and then I also have black dudes attack me. Come out here, try to defend and speak up for black men. I got some black women up here. Nah, y'all still gay. And then I got dudes out here be like, man, miss me with the information. Man, dog, why you sitting up there referring to them as men? Why you calling them brothers, man? Those are women at the end of the day. What you doing? Oh man, this is tough. This is, like I said, this is why I play video games. This this is exactly why I play video games, because at least when I play a game, I can get on Battlefield right now and I can at least get a win. I can at least get a win. Like this right here, this is wild. This is wild. But like I said, I love it. You know, live streams, this is the only place where we can get stuff like this to happen, because none of these people ever show up on the normal side of the platform. Crazy work. It's diabolical in nature. Diabolical in nature. But anyways, let's she was like, don't educate him, he might become Jesus Christ. Oh man. Oh my. Oh man. Let's continue with the video. Oh man.
So we understand the female body. We know what makes you feel good. We know what makes you go crazy. We know, because we're a female. We know where we want to be touched or how. We move with intuition and emotional awareness. So we prioritize pleasure, not just performance. We're not trying to jump off the dresser, even though if you want me to, I will, bitch. But we're not trying to do the extra like you have some of these men doing, and they're not even pleasing you. We want to literally take you there. We create an experience that's felt, not faked. Even if you have a straight woman or a DL woman that's just curious, once they get touched by a lesbian or a female that likes female, obsession starts. So a lot of DL straight women have a lot of trauma. It's just not attraction. It's fear, shame, repression, and heartbreak too. They could have been raised in strict or religious households. Others were judged when showed affection to girls. When a lesbian holds space for them to talk about these things, it activates healing and desire. Also, lesbians just love you differently. Women that likes women doesn't have to be a lesbian. If you just like a girl, you just love women differently. I will see your body without judgment.
Huh? Hold on. No, brother. Nah, we're not doing that. I'm not now, because I know it's an issue. I'm going to heavily use the terminology, brother, for a lot of these videos. We're not about to do this, brother. You're not going to sit up here and tell me, as a woman that is more than likely a part of the LGBT, that it's just considered loving women differently, that it basically doesn't fit in the category of being DL or bisexual or lesbian. Nah, son. See, this is what I'll be talking about. This is so you will do all of this in order to give grace and cover for women. But I promise you, this exact same woman would make a face if there is a bisexual man in the vicinity, in an open relationship with whoever it is that he's dating, or some supposed dude out there that she know is quote unquote DL. I promise you, she would sit up there and make a face, start the whispers and all this other type of stuff. She would have everything to sit up there and say about that. But when it deals with women, it's like, oh no, it's not actually gay. She's still straight. She just, she's just interested in being loved differently. Brother, what? It's like, yo, the goalposts just be moving to like Andromeda. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing out here? And this is what I said before. It is crazy. And this is why I bring you guys these videos, so you don't think that I'm just talking out my ass. It's crazy how the goalpost gets moved, but then it has to be stationary. If it deals with men, it has to be stationary. It has to be there. It's solidified. It's substantiated. It just is what it is. It's concrete, right? You're not sitting up there, moving us nowhere. Anybody else, it's like, oh yeah, it can just, it's to and from. It's fluid. There's no specific definition to attach to this person because, they're just a unicorn. What? Wow. Jesus. That is crazy. That is diabolical. Let's continue.
Will hold you with intention, not just to be holding you. The relationship is normally based on real love, not just gender roles. So the love just hits different. And sometimes it can scare them. It can scare them. It can scare a straight down low woman. She's so used to toxic and chaotic experiences that she don't know how to handle real love when it's shown to her. Also, let's talk.
So I also want to convey this too. if you listen to everything that she is saying, she's basically trying to make the point that the only person that could ever love a woman is another woman. I'm not sure if everybody else is getting that exact same general consensus, but she's listing all of the great and positive points about a woman being with a woman. And if there's anything negative out there, it didn't come from a woman. It came by way of the heterosexual man that straight quote unquote woman was dealing with. So this is why she sat up there and said that this is why, when these women are in these, if they know nothing but chaos and all this other type of stuff, they're pretty much, shocked and froze when they have a person there that knows how to really love them. So again, men, whenever it deals with anything negative in a relationship, they will always associate it with a man, because men are nothing but negative. Anything that is positive, when it deals with protection, when it deals with love, when it deals with nurturing, being able to caress and love on a woman, only a woman can do that. Only a woman can do that for another woman. Men are incapable of doing that. And this is coming from the words of a woman who has been with other women. It's tough out here. It is tough out here. Let me tell you something. But let's keep going. Let's keep going.
About when in the bedroom act. So most straight women are used to sex that is fast, performance based, only focus on the man's pleasure, and lack real emotional presence. When a woman that likes women touches you, it's intentional, observant, and sensual. They're not just trying to make you finish, they're trying to watch how you breathe, reading your reactions, loving your body. Let's not forget that statistics has shows that most straight women don't even climax. Most climax that comes out of sexual relationships is woman on woman. Most of the time when I do sleep with straight women, the first thing they'll say, I didn't even know my body could do that. Yeah, because you had all the wrong people touching it. Their mind is going to be spinning out the way. It's just not sex, it's an awakening. Most of the time, even when they try to shake it off, they won't forget it. I have always seen the women, especially the straight ones that I have slept with, sometimes they either become full-blown lesbians or they start dating other women right away. So sometimes it does take that one person to dig it out of them. But bitch, you got the patience.
Brother, it's like, so let me just put this into a perspective that people can understand, right? So it doesn't matter, and I have to frame it like this because this is the reality that we're living in, right? If a young boy went through some things in life, right, by way of an older adult, right? So something was basically thrown directly on him that had nothing to do with his personality, anything like that, basically being influenced, right? And then that happened. And then that was explained, right? He decided to explain that to his future significant other. I want you to always know that the moment in time, if a man ever went through something, it doesn't matter if it was jail or prison. It doesn't matter if he was a young boy. I'm talking about something that they did not ask for. Those women are going to deem those men as gay. I want people to know and understand that. I don't, can't no woman sit up there and tell me different. I've already heard this before. I've already seen it. There's men out there that have shared their experience of trying to sit up there and open up to women and how women have automatically had a face turned against them, demonized them, and all these other types of things. Then further one is a question like, oh, well, if that happened to you when you was younger, then, where's your mentality now? Like, are you this or are you that and all this other type of stuff, right? But then it gets to the point like she wanted to sit up there and state that even if a woman basically deals with another woman, she's still considered straight. Huh? Because if a man does it, no matter how it happens, he's gay. If a woman does it, no matter how it happens, still straight. Huh? Where do we like this is why I be trying to sit up there and showcase it. And I want to just again say this for people that don't understand. This only happens to Black American men. No other race of men, no other demographic, no other grouping of men on the face of this planet has to deal with this double-sided type of nonsense or these type of attacks when it deals with, their sexuality. They can sit up there and state that they're straight, and there's going to be women out there that's going to automatically deem them as being gay. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Like I said, it's wild out here. You got women out here even judging little boys. And I'm like, how do we get? I'm like, how old are you again? And you're sitting up here judging like little boys is just like out here just playing around and just like being kids. I'm like, dog, this is wild out here. Like I said, you can't win. It's nothing as a black man that you can do to sit up there and just be. There's always there in order for you to exist, there always has to be something wrong with you. In order for you to exist, there has to be an asterisk by your name in order for it to be that you are living. In order for you to be a black man and accepted, there has to be an asterisk there. Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. This is just woo. Well, let's continue on this nice road.
Talking about DL men, but there's a whole lot of DL women out there. There's a lot of DL women that they come across as like being friendly or acting like your friend. Let the right opportunity come. Let the right situation come where y'all two is alone or where y'all been drinking or anything like that and your inhibitions are down. Let that opportunity come. All of a sudden, bitches is gay. All of a sudden, bitches want to kiss. Bitches want to hunch. Bitches, DL. Women, and if I was a betting woman, I bet you that there's more DL women than there are DL men. I bet you. And the reason that I say that is because it's more socially acceptable for women to do same-sex things, same-sex activities than it is for men. A man could be DL and not even doing anything. But these women, they be doing shit and getting away with it just because they're women. Just because nobody's going to check them and say anything about it.
Right? So the thing about it is, you got guys out here that do check certain things. So let me just highlight a comment because I saw you write it up here a few times. You said it's a double standard that men help put into their heads. Huh? Let me just frame this in this great working, right? Because we're living in 2025. Black women are autonomous. They're able to move to and from by themselves. Black women are the most educated, right? As per the documents and the numbers out there, they hold the utmost degrees. Black women are homeowners. Black women are entrepreneurs. Like I said, black women are out here doing it big. You're not going to sit up there and tell me that the same exact people who state to the whole world that, hey, we as black women are the cradle of civilization, everything started from us and yada, yada, yada. We created everything. You're not going to sit up there and tell me, a black man, right, that came from a black woman, that I have such power that I'm able to influence and put this type of thinking directly into a creator's mind. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. We're not doing that. Like I said, I'm going by, again, the information and everything that women have stated. Like I said before, what was the other thing that people like to say? That women mature, faster. Women are also wiser. You're not about to sit up there and tell me that I, at any moment in time in my life, sat up there and put this type of mentality, or I had such an effect that I basically influenced black women. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like, that's some crazy work. No black woman out here is going to sit up there and allow you to tell them that a black man has such great influence that he influenced them to sit up there and do X, Y, and Z. They'll sit up there and tell you that they did it themselves. They're going to tell you that they influenced themselves. Further proof of what I'm talking about, when the discussion came up online, when it dealt with why women get dressed, right? When they want to look good and smell good and get their hair done and nails done. Women all over even go through and look at TikTok videos. They was like, yo, I get my nails done for me. I get my hair done for me. I do my makeup for me. I get breast augmentation and butt lifts. Spending $50,000 to $100,000, nearly dying on the table, on the operation table, to look good for me. I don't do this for a man. Right? That was a key word that they said. So which also means fitting right into this whole live stream. If they're not doing it to get the attention, if they're not doing it for a man, then that only leaves one other thing on the plate, that they're doing it for women. Because what do you have women that normally sit up there and say after all of this work is done? They'll be like, oh, you look so good. You look great. You really sitting up here doing it big. And they start rubbing and touching and all this. So again, I'm just trying to figure out how do we get here where somehow, some way, it's like, no, the reason that the women out here are moving like this and thinking like this, it's the man's fault. Like, how do we do this? How do we do this? Okay. Okay, Gail, I got you. I got you. So Gail basically stated she's throwing, a life raft directly out there, right? No problem. Gail said that he's more than likely talking about the universal fantasy that men have to see two women be together. Okay, cool. Okay. I understand that. But then at the same time, so wouldn't that then mean that women are doing that because they're male centered? Because they want that attention, they want that engagement from men. They're not specifically doing it because they're actually gay or that they're actually interested in women, but they're just doing it because this is what men like, meaning that they are actually male centered. But dealing with that as well, a lot of women say that they are not male centered. So again, I'm basically at square one, right? I'm back at square one. Right, because then underneath he said we glorify it in rap. I mean, we glorify a lot of things in rap. Correct? Let me put it to you like this, right? Because we're saying that black men basically helped black women or push black women to move in this type of way. I, as a black male growing up, I listened to rap. At a certain point in time, like let's say like in high school, not really so growing up, in middle school and elementary, but more so, in high school and whatnot or whatever. I didn't sit up there and go out there and start just trying to like spray up the block. I ain't go out there ripping and running and all this other type of stuff like that. And I know fields of other black women that listen to rap music and they didn't end up like a sexy red with chlamydia 2 times. They didn't end up pregnant and becoming single mothers because they picked the wrong guy. Like, it's like, how far are we going to sit up there and keep continuously trying to blame somebody else versus putting the blame specifically on those people? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because it's crazy to me that, again, I've done countless live streams and videos where I've placed the blame directly. I've hold a lot of L's, and I did it purposefully. Because again, I've had too many times that people have come up here like, oh well, Seji, you're a black man that's protecting the other black men that out here do black women wrong, all the abusers, the ones that go after children, even when it deals with my experience, you're defending those black men. Like again, I've been called everything but the child of God. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll sit up there and hold those L's, cool. So then I sit up there and look to the other side. I'm like, okay, I'm holding all of these L's, even if I had no partake in any of these things. I'm not the causation of any of these things. Cool. So what are you going to sit up there and hold on your end? What are you going to take responsibility and acknowledgement of and acceptance of the wrongs that you have committed? And 9 times, I'm sorry, not even 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, ain't nobody holding their hands out to get any L's. It's like, oh no, black men, it's all you. This is your doing. This is your fault. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. So this is why I sit up there and say, and this is why I give so much pushback when I see comments like this, where people want to sit up there, we need to sit up there and put this stuff on black men. It's like, nah, man, miss me with that. I've been doing this for too long. I've been trying to make everything as even as possible, and don't nobody want to sit up there and do nothing even. Like I said, it don't even matter if I show you videos of a black woman committing a crime against another black woman. Y'all will pull up to the scene and be like, oh, well, it's still the black man's fault. If the black father was there, right? If the black men in the community were managing the women better, if y'all were actually present in their lives, if y'all were there to sit up there and step in, then these 2 sisters would not have gotten to this far where one of them lost their life. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. Like I said, I'm tired. I'm tired. Like I said, I am 1,000% tired. Like, dog, it is wild out here. Huh? What are you? Wait. You said stop being jealous of successful black women and single women I guess that's supposed to be who take care of families. What are we talking about? What, how do we get, can somebody fill me in? Did I miss a step? Did I fly through like a dimension and I was near like a black hole where like time basically, was slower and then everything sped up? Where in anything that I've stated for an hour and 44 minutes got us to the point where this comment is even, huh? What? Ah, brother. What? What? Dog, did you stumble upon like the wrong like live stream or something? Like, how, if y'all could actually even see my face, like I see, this is what I be talking about. And let me tell you something. This is all the let me because we're throwing like causations or saying that we partake in stuff. What was the brother's name? So Dante, this is what happens whenever it is that y'all pull up to the scene and y'all try to sit up there and throw stuff. It'd be like, yeah, black man, hey, you gotta sit up there and take the. This is what happens. This is what happens. This is exactly how it starts. Like I said, I try to talk about accountability. I've even listed my own examples of being accountable, right? Trying to move the responsibility away from women directly. I'm like, hey, if I was in any relationships, yada, 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 it was basically my fault. It was like, this is the role that I played and all this other, right? I try to be accountable, even by being open and transparent, trying to put my own experiences directly out there. Even still with that, it's not enough. And when y'all pull up to the scene doing stuff like this, where you want to sit up there and say like, black man, like this is the part that this is how this stuff gets started. This is how this stuff right here gets started. Because I want to note to Sir Dante, that didn't pull up until you started saying the stuff in the comment section. I just want you to understand that. I just want you to understand that. Sham was like, I put her in the shadow realm. It'd be like that. I mean, this is a whole different live stream. So, people having like opinions and stuff, I'm completely fine with it. Because I want to see where people are at. I want to see the different perspectives directly. Like I said, I'm fine with people sitting up there disagreeing with me. I'm completely cool with that. But when it gets to a point where people start saying like nonsense like this, like you the hamster's off the wheel, guys. The hamster is 100% off the wheel. It's like, this is when I say in a lot of live streams, I understand why people drink. I don't drink, so this is why I got a nice 2 liter of Pepsi. So whenever these times happen, I'm sitting up there taking a nice sip. So I got my little, copper cup right here, and I'm sipping on some Pepsi at the moment. Like, this is crazy. It's just like I said, I understand why people drink and smoke. I get it. Shout out to y'all folks. I get it. Y'all don't want to be stressed out. You want to relax, and because it's a lot of madness out here. It's a lot of madness, and this is why we can never sit up there and actually get nowhere, because a lot of people refrain to specifically see where it is that they are being problematic. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is diabolical. Woo! Let me just pull back. I'm trying to see, what was her name. Her name was Gigi, right? So let me go back above. Let me try to see something. She said before that. Hold on, let me just highlight this. So before that, she was like, "Are black men really this ignorant? The women tell you they are doing it for themselves, but your interpretation is to she does it for other women." Did you do understand that normally when there are things directly on a plate, or I'm trying to, because the hamster fell off the wheel, so the way I might use my references is probably jacked at this moment in time. There's a certain terminology, and now it's gonna really get directly to me. Process of elimination, right? So again, with the process of elimination that I used in reference point to what it is that women specifically stated of why it is that they do what it is that they do. So again, process of elimination. Let me put it to you in this different perspective, right? If men basically say that they get dressed, they buy jewelry and cars, and they going outside looking good specifically just for themselves, they're not doing it for the attention of women. Do you know what women are going to turn around and say? No, you're gay. That's what women are going to sit up there and say, because no woman out here is going to believe that a guy is just solo looking and getting all this money and whatnot, whatever, just because he wants to do it. Now, again, if you look at certain podcasts and different things of that nature, men have been honest and be like, yo, I'll sit up there, like, the reason why men out here, they go for the amount of money they go for, the shiny things, because it attracts women. And it does. It might not be the right woman. It might not be the woman that you're specifically looking for, but in general, it attracts women. If you got jewelry, which means that you got money, it attracts a woman. If you sit up there, you got the haircut and trimmed, you smell good, you got the nice suit or whatever, it attracts women. You got the nice car, it attracts women. You showing that you are able to live a certain type of lifestyle comfortably, it attracts women. All of those things that you see a lot of men do that are the top 1 to 10%, it attracts women. Again, it doesn't have to be the right woman. That's not what we're talking about here. It's just in general, it's there to attract women, right? But if we look at women, they're like, yeah, I don't do all of this to attract men. I'm like, so who are you doing it for realistically? Right? Because at the end of the day, we are human beings. Human beings want attention, seek attention in one way or another. There are there's a very low amount of human beings out here that are like, I don't need no attention from anybody. I'm just a straight recluse. I'm not trying to be around friends. I'm not trying to be around family. I don't even need a pet dog or any. There's very few human beings that are like that. And the ones that are, they're living off the grid and they're in the wilderness. They're not in major cities. They're not in any types of towns or villages. They're living away from everybody and almost technically everything. And like I said, that's a rare few parts of the population that will do that. Everybody else is looking for attention from another human being one way or another. So, like I said, for me, it's process of elimination. If you feel that I am incorrect directly in that, then it be like that. It be like that. Well, RJ, yo, what's up, RJ? You said I asked my younger sister that did track, has she ever played with her friends' chesticles on the team? Because I saw some such ish, and she told me yes a few times. Oh yeah, I done seen that too. I done seen that a variety of times. There's been even outside of social media, I didn't see out there just in public where women are out there touching on other women, but they would claim that they're straight. And I'm like, I've never seen a straight woman really sitting up there touching on another. It's like, if you want to compliment a woman directly on her dress, why would you need to sit up there and like rub on her waist or on her butt, or like that's weird, because if you were to see a man do that, automatically anybody's gonna be like, oh, y'all gay. That's what people are going to sit up there and do, right? Like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, right? Maybe it's just me, right? Maybe it's just me. So let's take another look.
Undercover men. What about these undercover ass women? Yeah, we have those too. It's a lot.
Okay, y'all, so let's talk about these down low women, which I really don't understand why it's a thing to be DL, because in 2024, we are in a world where a lot of stuff goes and everything is okay, but you still have those few that love every bit of a woman, but will ride that shit out as a secret for as long as they possibly can. And I recently, not real recently, but recently had a situation where I always told myself that I would never deal with straight women, but I ended up meeting this girl. We became real cool, but there was a attraction between the both of us. We ended up, of course, doing the do and liking each other, and I guess you want to say we was in an entanglement. But it was hard on me. It was hard on me because I'm a gay lesbian woman. This is something that I'm very open about, something that I don't, my family know, my friends know, my son knows. So coming around and like almost pretending like nothing was going on, like we were just solely friends, it was a no for me. And just like the girl said in her video, like they be wanting you to not post certain stuff, not say certain things. But listen, I get it. Like, I'm all for privacy, but I'm nobody's secret. Long story short, I had to cut that off. And that was my first and last experience. And I will never do that again because, like, I want to, like, I like the feeling of coming around somebody that I'm telling you I love you, you telling me you love me. We're in this type of like relationship type deal. And like, my thing is, I like feeling like it can be acknowledged that this is what's going on. I don't want to ever come around your friends or your family and feel like, yeah, who are we to each other? And the thing about it is, like, you get in these situations and it starts to get so deep. And at the end of the day, the person doesn't even know if this is a lifestyle that they can really live because they are on the DL. And the thing is that it's going to do nothing but cause so many problems. It did nothing but cause so many problems. So I had to let that go because I need for you to know, if you're sorry, I was going to call, but I need for you to know, like, is this the life you want to live? Can you see yourself marrying a woman? Can you see yourself having children with a woman? Can you see yourself spending the rest of your life with a woman? And some of you ladies need to come out of the closet and figure that out.
So again, we're dealing with the issue of these quote unquote straight women deciding that they want to dual role. They want to have double lives directly out here. They want to, go to and from. They want to have their cake and directly eat it too. But within doing that, they want to throw judgments, harsh judgments. They want to condemn. They want to, in a sense, basically try to, criminalize or whatever you want to ever sit up there and call it. Again, hamster is falling directly off the wheel. It's almost going back to the same live stream that did I do a live stream about this? When it dealt with the whole thing in Jamaica. No, I didn't do a live stream on that. I did a video that I gave to you guys, right? It's basically within that same frame that I've noticed the same characteristics, right? If the black women out here go out and travel, it's fine. It's for love. It's for culture. It's for language. It's for new experiences, learning new things, right? It's nothing having to do with sex at all. So they say. But if black men travel, it's deemed as a negative. There's a lot of scare tactics out there. It's like, y'all shouldn't be traveling. All of y'all got kids anyway. All of y'all are broke. You can't even afford it. You're just looking to buy women and all this other. I'm like, how do we do that? I'm like, how do you call somebody broke and then you sit up there and say that you shouldn't be able to travel because now you got kids as well too. Like, you're just trying to throw things out there. So within that same vein, it's the exact same thing here. It's like women can do whatever it is that they want to do with women, but if you got a guy out here that is openly bisexual or whatnot or whatever, now it's a frown face, and now you're trying to find a way to demonize that and trying to like it's weird. I guess that's the best thing I'm just trying to get. It's very weird behavior, and it's like for me, I just don't get it. It's just it. But for WDMA, I do know exactly what it is that you're talking about because I got the picture. I made sure to blur it out because YouTube be acting funny. This is the clip that WDMA was talking about, where it's Diana Ross and Little Kim, and on stage in front of everybody. And like I said, this is what I be talking about. If you are straight, why would you be reaching out to touch a woman? I'm a little bit perplexed. It doesn't make sense. Like it's just, I don't, it's because if you put it in the same frame, if a guy decided to reach out and do the exact same thing and basically touch a guy, we all know what people will sit up and say about that guy, correct? So again, it's weird. That's all I'm saying. It's weird. Again, I try to give, even I try to even this out as best as possible, but no matter how hard I try, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You know, some crazy work, diabolical nature. But let's go to the wait. Do I wanna put that one directly up there? Let me pull back some of these because I got some other ones that I can put directly up there. Let me see. We did that one. I'm going to save that other one for last. What was the other video that I had specifically up there for you guys? Oh yeah. So
Okay, I feel like TikTok.
So this is probably going to be a little bit of a wait. Let me see. How many minutes is this? Ooh, it's a little bit long. All right. So from her perspective, she's going to say that she feels like DL women aren't a thing, and she just feels that women are just weird and be seeking attention. Like I said, I try to be fair. So, I'm throwing up a video up there where you got a woman out here that wants to basically defend women because she saw all of the other videos directly out there where other black women were coming out and basically saying that, yes, DL women exist. She's like, nah, DL women aren't even really there. It's not even a thing. It's fictitious. It's a fairy tale. So now we're going to listen to some more chirping.
Okay, I feel like TikTok always got me in some business that I shouldn't be in, but I'm gonna comment on it anyway because I keep seeing it on my timeline. DL women are not a thing, and I'm gonna speak on it because it's just like I'm so tired of seeing it, and like I feel like I have some experience where I can speak on it. So for one, DL, the reason why women call men DL is because they are sleeping with the same sex and their partner is unaware of it. That's the difference between a DL man and a bisexual man. When it comes to straight women in relationships with men or, whatever, you could be bisexual in a relationship with a man. Niggas is so freaked out that they constantly are asking us for fucking threesomes. And if a woman is very male-centered, regardless if she is into women or not, a lot of them play around with the idea of threesomes, even if in the niggas' wildest dream she'll never give him one. Bitches will still entertain that idea a little bit. And so it's like niggas aren't really, I don't know, there isn't a space where a man would really be upset that a woman is into other women, unless he's like African or super religious, because Africans don't play this shit. Okay. But for the most part, most men, especially a Philly nigga, he ain't giving a fuck. So it's really not a reason for a woman not to be open with her sexuality. Now, cheating is something different, but cheating is not being DL. Now, I think that this whole DL women term started from a bitch that was salty because she thought that she was about to freak or turn somebody out, and that bitch said, the bitch who she fucked with said, thanks for the good time, going back to dick. And I think that's why a lot of this whole DL terminology started. Now I got some more points too. And now I'm gonna put you on my business a little bit.
Hold on. So cheating with a woman is not gay? What? Did I just hear that? Somebody in chat let me know. Did I just hear that correctly? Did because this is the type of bird brain type of stuff that I'll be talking about, because I didn't watch umpteen court shows and all this other type of stuff where you got women that are like, yo, I'm divorcing my husband because I found out he slept with his best friend, or this, that, and the third. He was actually, interested in men, right? Cool. So anybody will label that as being gay, right? Or being somewhere a part of the LGBT, either being gay, being bi, whatever you want to call it, right? But this bird right here just sat up here and said, at least from what I can remember, that a woman cheating and basically sleeping with a woman is not gay. Brother, what? Where are we at? And I just want to know how are other women really following This is why I have a problem when people want to sit up there and say how they are so wise and intelligent and have like degrees. Because I'm like, you can't tell me that, and you following bird brain logic like this. This is wild. This is wild. Like, Lord have mercy, dog. You the excuses that people sit up there and make just to do the stuff that they want to do. And I really feel like she's talking from experience when she sat up there and said that a woman cheating with another woman is not. Let's keep going. This is, oh man.
So I date men, but I have had sex with a woman before, twice, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. And the person is open about their sexuality. That person is bisexual, and like I tried it. It was, an experience, but for me, it just wasn't for me for multiple reasons. I think sex with women is boring. I feel like after you start with the initial flirtation or whatever else, and once you get to it, after the person, eat the box or whatever, it's like, all right, bitch, with a dick, like.
So you already knew this before going into this. You already had the thought process that being with a woman and having relations was boring to you, but you still decided to go directly through with it. I'm not understanding the logic here. I don't understand. That's like me deciding to be like, all right, I know crack is bad. Crack is whack. Shout out to Whitney for and Bobby saying that, right? I know crack is bad. I know crack is whack, but I'm still going to go out here and try crack 1 to 2 times. And then I'm going to come online and basically, explain that I know that crack is bad, but I still just, decided to. Do you understand? Like, that doesn't serve a purpose. That just shows how stupid you are. Like, I just like, dog, what is happening? This is 2020. I would expect this from somebody who was like a teenager. I would expect, cool. All right, you stupid. I get it. Teenagers are stupid, say stupid things. Cool, no problem. But to be a grown adult woman and you get online, open your phone, open the TikTok app, and you sit there, do your makeup, do your hair, position yourself in the car, position your clothes, make sure that you look nice, make sure that your eyelashes are nice, make sure that the lip gloss and everything is cool and shining, and you decide to press record and you do this and you upload it and you thought that you were just really hitting notes. Wow. 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 This is why I say take the internet away from a lot of people out here. A lot of people don't need to be on the internet. A lot of people don't need to have platforms. Not at all. Not at all. Like I said, a lot of people are going to be led down a very dark road to never return ever again. But let's continue. Oh, we got Nurse Armstrong directly in the building. Much love, respect, and appreciation to Nurse Armstrong for the donation to the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, much love, much love. Much love. Wait, RJ said, Seji? Wait, what happened? RJ said it depends on you if you have monster. Let's continue.
And I don't want to get fucked with no plastic dick. I don't want none of them. Bitch, keep them fingers to yourself. And keep that vibrator too. Where's the dick at? Like, that's how I felt afterwards. Not to mention, I gotta give a lot of credit to niggas because it's just too many fluids down there for me, baby. I can't do it.
So, question: you want to give credit to men because you could not specifically swim in the pool or pond that you were specifically in. So again, being a woman, having the equipment, knowing how everything works, again, I'm just asking, why would you sit up there and go directly through? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm just really trying to figure out how people think that this is really a smart look. Being stupid and then deciding to record and state how stupid you are. And you're saying it with the most, brightest smiling face that you could put directly out there. I don't get it. I'm missing whatever it is that she's trying to, put directly down. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's just too much. It's too much, too much, too much, too much. Then everybody's shit looked different and all that. So it's just like, it just wasn't for me. And
hold on. For my guys out there, right? I'm pretty sure that we've all had enough experience that even before the pictures were online, we understood that every woman down there looked different, correct? So I'm trying to just figure out, like, was this like something mind blowing to her? Like, I feel like she had like an experience that scarred her for life. Because she was like, all the weddings, like, hey, it really wasn't for me. It was too much, this, that, and the third. And then, every woman looks different. I feel as though that you had an idea of what you wanted to deal with when it dealt with a woman and what it specifically should look like in order for you to deal with it. And that's not exactly what you got. You might have been, dealing with some curtains that might have been out of whack. You might have been, dealing with some things. It might have been, looking like a nice, pastrami sandwich from a deli somewhere. It might have been looking a little bit different, and it just threw you out. Or you might have saw a cyclops. That happens, But oh man, Jesus Christ. Let's continue. My bad. I'm sorry.
it's just like, I feel like that's the part where bitches be salty at, where it's just like, I think women automatically assume that, I don't know, I think a lot of women have this idea that sex with the woman is just so more passionate and is this connection X, Y, and Z. I'll put you on my business a little bit more. The same day that I slept with the woman, I slept with a woman earlier that day. And I told y'all it wasn't enough for me. So I slept with a nigga later on that day. Got the box ate by both. And I couldn't tell you the difference.
Okay. I just, before we keep flying past, I just want to note this very important thing, right? For all intents and purposes, imagery wise, right? And we're looking at what appears to be a black woman, correct? Right. She just said pretty much within the same 24-hour period, she had 2 sexual partners. So let's go right back to what I was telling you and mentioned to y'all earlier about women messing with multiple partners, right? Because everybody will sit up there and say that if a guy is living a double life and the partner doesn't know, that it's wrong. And it is, right? Because you're putting not only yourself, but both people in jeopardy. She just said with a smiling face that she slept with 2 people in a 24-hour period. You didn't hear nothing about a condom. You didn't hear nothing about a dental dam. You didn't hear nothing about a my chart. She slept with 2 people, did not mention protection, and she's online smiling about it. And people call me crazy when I sit up there and bring these things up. When I try to sit up there and say that there are double standards out here that don't make sense. So it's bad if a man does it, right? But then if a woman does it, it just flies over everybody's head. Nobody pays attention to it. But yet not only is she putting herself in harm's way of potentially catching, an STI, STD, HIV, AIDS, whatever it is, but she's also potentially going to pass that on to another partner. Brother, like I said, this is why I be trying to sit up there and mention and tell people, but people are too fixated emotionally on certain things and ain't paying attention. I'm trying to showcase the fact that you got people out here moving so dangerously, and they're out here in the open saying it proudly. And this is why I told y'all before, like a lot of these women that be judging, they sleep with multiple people within the same time frame, dog. Like this is crazy to me. That's like, yo, that's disgusting. It's no other way I can say it. That is disgusting because you don't know who. So like the woman that she was originally with, the first part of the 24 hours, who was that woman with? And did those 2 women use protection? And then did the woman that she was with, did she use protection? Like, do you understand how dangerous this is? This is how a lot of things get transmitted from one person to another person. This is how one person can transmit something to like 20 to 30 different people. And people sit up there and look at me and want to call me out for calling out stuff like this and be like, no, you need to sit up there and focus on black men. Dog, what is this? Like what is she not doing the same thing? Is this not worth highlighting? Like whatever, dog. Like I said, at the end of the day, everybody ain't meant to be saved. Everybody is not meant to be saved. Like I said, I can care as much as I want to sit up there and care about black folks, but I understand. I have a finite. Now I'm not even going to say finite, right? But I have a nice understanding that no matter what information, how I try to convey it and put it directly out there, a lot of black folks are just going to sit up there and do what it is that they're going to do, and for whatever reason, like y'all just meant to fall. That's the best way I can sit up there. There's no reason to get online and again to think that stuff like this is cool, because the only thing that this is basically saying to me is that the outward appearance, like she looks cool, like it ain't nothing wrong with her. Like I said, big girls are cool, women with weight, right? Outward appearance, like there's nothing wrong, right? But internally she's broken, because in order for her to basically feel any type of attractiveness or beauty, she has to put her body directly out there in order to feel that. The words are not enough. A guy can't just come up to her and say like, yo, you look beautiful today, I like your hair, I like the way that you. That's not going to do anything. She needs somebody to physically love her, to physically be in her, in order to actually feel those words, right? In order for that to actually get through. But then that moves into a whole thing of like an addiction, where it's not enough if one person basically does that. You need multiple people to sit up there and do it. And now you sit up there and go into an endless pit. Now you're dealing with like a black hole that can never be filled, and that you're going to forever just be doing things like this, putting your body and your health directly on the line because you are dissatisfied with who it is that you are at this point in time and how it is that you look. Like I said, man, it'd be like that, dog. Like I said, this stuff is tiring, man. And I want to know, this is my first time listening to the whole rest of the duration of this video, so that's why my tone basically shifted. Because like for me, this ain't even like a joking like matter. A lot of other stuff earlier I can make a joke. Like this is not a joking matter, because I didn't cover too many times in the black community about STD rates, STI rates. I didn't cover videos about people catching, HIV and all other types of things. And not only that, but you also got, kids, because of how it is that adults want to live dangerously, live double lives. You got kids out here that end up suffering the consequences of, catching the exact same things that the adults are sitting up here getting. Like I said, this right here is not funny. It's not. Because I hear time and time again how black women out here say that black men are dangerous, that all they do is go out here and infect black women, that they are the utmost danger. But nobody talks about how black women are a danger to themselves. How black women will sit up there and and again, remember when two women get together, they are passing fluids as well too. She clearly said that. She was like, yo, it's just too much fluid. I can't do it. I got to give it up to. Yeah, within that fluid, you can sit up there and pass a variety of things. But again, people are going to look at it as like, that's whatever. That's the rare few. All this other type of stuff. But look at the men, though. Look at the men. It's always the men. It's only the men. I'm like, all right, dog, you got it. Just say that you don't care if women do whatever it is that they want to do, even if it's at the detriment of their own life and health. Just say that you don't care, and just say that you're going to use specifically black men every single time as a scapegoat in order to deflect away from that, and how people should be made responsible and people should be put directly on blast when they do ignorant and stupid things just like this. That is, again, not only endangering themselves, but the people around them, and dare I say also the community. Let's keep going.
It was not this extraordinary one experience from the woman and just this underperformance from a man. This shouldn't be the same. I feel like you really, really, truly have to be into women to really enjoy that experience. And I think if a lot of women understood that, then a lot of people would, one, y'all wouldn't be out here trying to call women DL. Two, y'all wouldn't be out here getting so butthurt when a bitch say, let me try it. All right, bitch, thanks for the experience, I'm out. It's like, I think you truly, truly, really have to desire that level of intimacy with a woman to really enjoy the experience. That's just my personal opinion. And another point I want to make is, y'all bitches got to stop being so thirsty for attention. Now, I'm saying this ain't for the gay girls. This is for the straight girls. The ones that's getting called DL. I think some of y'all are so desperate for attention and any type of affection that y'all go stomping in their grounds knowing that you're not really about that. And I feel like that is wrong. It's one thing to want to experience and try it. I think it's another thing to lead people on. And you're not really about that, for real, for real. I think that's a little weird. I don't think that's the right thing to do. But I think that women have become so thirsty and desperate for any type of attention or affection that they just don't care. Because personally, me on social media, unless it's like friends, like y'all know I'm in the beauty industry, but unless it's like friends, I don't follow the gays. And it's not nothing personal. When I say the gays, I'm talking about the lesbians. They be freaked the fuck out online. So I just don't even step into that territory, especially the studs. They be doing too much. Like, they just be freaked the fuck out online all the time. Now, with that being said, again, I have close friends who are gay. Like one of my college roommate, I'm going to her wedding in February. And she's been married to her wife. I've been to her house and everything. I got a lot of friends who, are queer, and I ain't got nothing wrong with that. But they are appropriate online. Like, they still post their spouse and whatever, but they ain't, I don't know. Like, if you've ever been on, like, the lesbian side of social media, they be freaked the fuck out. And I just feel, I don't want no parts of that. Like I said, I especially don't play with them studs, baby. Keep that shit over there. And again, it's not from a homophobic standpoint. It's just, but it goes back to my point of, like, not leading people on or not desiring attention so much that you engage in them type of sexual conversations with people from that community, but you're not really about it for real, or you, again, engage in them conversations, and then when a person, like, approaches you, you ain't like, what? Why would she think that? Like, it's just like, stay out that turf in that territory if that's not really what you went to. But yeah, so it's like, I understand the idea of, like, yeah, bitches be trying to dabble over here and then they want to be over there. But again, I don't think DL women are a thing. And then also, my last point, it's a difference from someone being DL and being a weird ass bitch. Because most bitches who are gay, well, women, I ain't trying to call you bitch, but I done said bitch 55 times, you know what I mean. I feel like most women that are gay, bisexual, whatever, are open about that. And again, they are more than capable to facilitate friendships with women who are straight. And again, I have friends who are lesbians who have never tried me. So if you are in a friendship dynamic with someone who dabbles on their side and they are not respectful of your sexuality and they're trying to press up on you, do whatever, that's not being DL. That's being a weird ass bitch. And that's for the ones that's not openly gay. That's ones that's still a little bit private. But it's like, if someone has expressed to you, hey, I'm straight, I don't go that way, and you still trying to press up on them or do weird shit, that's a weird ass bitch. That's not a DL type of thing. That's weird. And vice versa. If it's somebody that's parading around straight and trying to press up on you when you like, bitch, we friends, I don't date, because just because someone's a lesbian don't mean they want you. And it could be lesbians who be like, I don't date my friends, I date outside of it. And just because that's your friend and she a lesbian and you trying to push up on her, that's weird ass bitch shit too. But again, not DL. But I just wanted to say that I know I wasn't this long rant. My video is not supposed to be this long, but I kept seeing it and I just wanted to comment on it.
Yeah, because I just gave you guys a video earlier where a girl said that she was straight, and then one of her friends that also said that she was straight was then also touching directly on her and all of these. Whatever. I don't know. For me, it's like, it's very hard for me to sit up there and take her serious when she said that DL women basically don't exist, and that if a woman cheats with with another woman, it's not gay. It's very hard for me to sit up there and take anything else that she basically says as stupid when she just laid down of a point of just being an idiot. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just, this is really something, right? This is really, really something. I'm trying to see. I think I got another one up here that I did not actually put or place. Let me see. Did I get that? let me see. I think it was her, right? So I got another one. This is gonna, go down another rabbit hole here.
About one of part two about the guy that paid me to fuck his girlfriend. So first,
So you heard that, right? So it passed by real quick. So this woman that you see in front of you was paid by a guy in order to have relations with his wife. And like I said, I'm not judging, people's relationships, but at the same time, this is when I sit up there and say that you got a lot of people out here that can't really say that they straight. Like you just, But then also and this is what weirds me out when it deals with the terminology that people like women want to sit up there and use. The only person that can engage and actually properly do that realistically is a guy. Anything that you are using in order to specifically do that is a copy of the male image of a guy. So you're trying to simulate the actions of something of which you cannot actually do. I'm not sure if people actually, understand what I'm saying, but anyways, let's just get into it.
off, I decided, I said, hey, we're going to do this at a hotel. We not doing no Super 8 shit. Anybody that knows me, I do high-end hotels. Looking over the city type of shit. First of all, I'm just like real big on my personal space. I don't know how y'all can let strangers come to your house and fuck on y'all, but I can't do it. I don't want nobody knowing where I stay unless I know them personally. Unless we go together, some shit like that. So I don't allow nobody to come to my house. And you know what I'm saying, I wasn't finna go to her. A hotel was the next best thing. So we end up meeting at the hotel. She was a very shy, very beautiful girl. I love a girl with a chocolate complexion, brown skin, dark skin. Ooh, wee. Then I asked her what a sign was. She said a Scorpio. Baby, they just put the icing on the cake. I'm a Leo and I eat a Scorpio. Damn. So she was like, I was just wondering if you want to go out to dinner. I'll pay. I'm like, okay, cool, we can do that. I mean, I ain't in no rush. When I give it to you, babe, I'm gonna give it to you. And so I ain't worried about that. So you might well gonna feed me, get my energy up. We at a restaurant. We went ahead and went to Longhorn. Longhorn's one of my favorite restaurants. We chopping it up, we talking. I'm just asking her alone. She been liking girls. And she said she honestly didn't start liking girls until she seen me. I'm like, why? I like compliments, but then I be feel like why me, man? Like, there's so many other girls, pretty girls out here. But I guess because she was watching my snaps for so long, at that time, she just started feeling some type of way. And I understand that. Some girls just be gay for certain girls. I mean, it is what it is. But she did say
So there was a variety of things that she said up there and said. She said that the woman was like, she's basically only gay for her. And then she also said that some girls are only gay. But again, this is a woman that is married to a guy, to a man. So we would say that if a woman is married to a man, that's a heterosexual relationship, right? That's a heterosexual marriage. But then you decide to have relations with the woman, so then that would mean that you are bisexual, correct? I'm not sure if I'm missing anything here, because I could have sworn, or at least by definition wise, that's what it used to be. Maybe it's different now because there's like 9,999 different definitions out here. So I don't know how the goalposts might have got moved on stuff because we're in 2025 and zebras are considered human or whatnot. Like I said, I don't know. But originally, that's how that would, in a sense, work. But I also want to point out the fact that I could have sworn that people would normally say that it is more dangerous. Like, it's different if one person is messing with one person, right? Cool. You still got some dangers in that, but it's not as much. But then when you add more people directly into that, the dangers are significantly more higher. Right. And going back to the other information that women like to put out there, that men are the ones that primarily affect women. Wouldn't that then mean that she increased her risk of dealing with a woman that is married to a man? Because that woman could then be also carrying something that she don't specifically know about, even though she's getting paid for this and she's in that type of life. Again, I don't hear her or any of these women specifically talking about any time that they've had interactions with women that they had a my chart, that people were going over their status, that people were wrapping up, right? So let's continue.
she want to explore it more. She want to explore with somebody that's experienced. I asked about her boyfriend. How her boyfriend feel about that? She said he cool with it. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it. We discussed it. He know that I want to date women, etc., etc. So I didn't even get all into it. She had a drink. I didn't really have none. I was really just making conversation with her, studying her body language, just getting her head a little bit, trying to see who she is as a person. And then we go back to the hotel. At this point, it's dark out. We can see the city is beautiful as hell. So we sit at the edge of the bed. We still talking. We overlooking the city. I place my hand on her thigh, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get her going. But for some reason, as we were talking, we end up cuddling. And then she fell asleep, and then I fell asleep. So I eventually woke up around about 2:30 a.m. I realized that we fell asleep, and I woke her out her sleep with that shit. I said, baby, it's time. She waking up out her sleep, straight pressure here. Let me tell you, if you know that you fucking a girl right, it's her breathing. Not her moans, baby, her breathing. When she breathing like she can't catch her motherfucking breath, like she holding on for dear life, that's when you know you hitting it right. Anybody can fake moan, baby, but that breathing's gonna tell you every time. She having orgasms back to back to back. We fucking from 2 o'clock all the way to 5. Of course, we taking breaks. Anybody that knows lesbian sex, that shit can go for a long time.
So let me just step directly in there. Because she wanted to say a variety of things, right? She was giving a tour. She was really hitting those spots. It's very easy to do that when you're not using something that's real, right? And she wanted to say that, yeah, it was going for like a long time from 2 to 5. It's very easy to do that when you're not actually doing any type of work. Because what a lot of women don't actually understand is that when men are actually engaging directly with women, there's a lot of muscles, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of focus, right? Because again, she doesn't understand because she doesn't have the proper tools to work with this. The amount of focus that men have to go directly into in order to keep everything, in order to stay, directly there, stay directly, in the moment, make sure, nothing else basically. It's a lot. It's a lot because you're trying to focus on stance, you're trying to focus on movement, you're trying to focus on rhythm, you're trying to focus on breathing. Like it's a lot of stuff, and then other times you got to sit up there and change position because, like, things inside women, some dependent things, technically move because things can move around in there, right? So it's a lot of stuff that happens, right? But again, she don't know anything about that. So this is why she can talk with such confidence because it ain't really nothing happening. Talking about you got to take breaks. Breaks for what? What muscles are you actually working out? You're not working nothing out. So like, no, you ain't working nothing out. Like, ain't nothing really sitting up there. Come on now. Come on now. Like, dear God, like it kills me sitting up there hearing people like talk like this as if they really sitting up there like doing whatever. Jesus Christ.
Said she ain't never experienced no shit like that. Honestly, as a Leo, I don't know if y'all into zodiac sign, that make me feel good. Cause one thing about me, I ain't a please. I'm not pleased unless you please. I want to leave a mark on your life when I fuck you. It was so good. I held her afterwards. I had to, bitch. I can't let you go right now. Nigga gotta wait some more. She's a whole fucking vibe. We still friends to this day. Sometimes she come to my place cause I'm comfortable with her now. And we sit and chill, we talk. Sometimes she come to my place and cook. Sometimes I go to her place. Just cool like that.
And that's another thing as well too. Just like what was it? Like RJ said, like when it deals with like you got to be in a certain type of health in order to certain type of health and shape to be able to go distances, right? When you're a guy, like I said, you being a woman, being with another woman, like you don't got to be in no shape. I done sat up there and like seen this too many times. You don't need. There's no real shape. You don't got to be in no real type of health. Your heart can be whatever. Like I said before, when you're a guy, when you're actually born, to sit up there and do these things, it's like, yeah, as a guy, you're feeling your heart because everything is connected, right? Everything is moving to and from. And like I said, there's a lot of things that that take place, a lot of things that happen. Like, Jesus Christ, these conversations just. It annoys me more because I've seen like if anybody remember the video that I gave you guys about the substitute, the or as I call her, like the substitute that ended up getting fired because of her own words and actions, and she said that everybody on social media was just trying to demonize her, and we are the ones that basically got her fired. I want y'all to realize that the video that I could not air and show y'all was her basically trying on clothes on TikTok. And she was wearing a strap. And I'm like, dog, at the end of the day, men don't just normally like come on, dog. Like, This is why I be getting annoyed. This is why I be getting annoyed. Like there's no reason that you should be going to the corner store as a woman walking with a strap. Like, what are you doing? Brother, what are you doing? Like, dudes ain't sitting up here walking out here 24. Like, dog. This stuff annoys me to like no end because it makes no sense. It's like you're trying to be the most stereotypical, like, part of like a guy. It's like this is what a guy in your mind boils down to. It's like you sagging, you got the beater directly on, you got the strap, and then you quote unquote acting like masculine or whatnot. Like, so there's nothing positive about men that you can do. You don't know what a positive man basically looks like, how he stands and walks, and it like I'm tired of like all of these just like blatant negative stereotypes about like black men. Like I'm so tired, dog. I'm so tired. Like, Lord have mercy. And it's like if you don't live up to like any negative stereotype, it's like now you don't fit in the box, so they got to make a box. You're gay. It's like, yo, that's crazy. D Money was like, that's why you wear Timberlands. Yeah, that's bars. Yeah, Timberland shoes. Yeah. Reacts. I mean, Nightfall said, yo, Seiji also noticed she just talking about the physical acts. Any man will tell you that it is an emotional and mental work in a relationship that is our hardest work. It is. It is. Like I said, you got to pay attention to everything. It's even to the point that you might be paying attention to like body temperature. And it's like, and the funniest thing is listening to like all of these women, none of them listed that when it deals with women, depending, on their bodies, like the body temperature is going to be different. At certain points, you might have the whole body at a certain temperature. At different points, it's going to be different depending on where specifically, the sensation and the focus, directly is, or how things are sitting up. Like I said, it's crazy. Like I said, this is why I laugh sometimes when I sit up there and like listen to a lot of this stuff. I'm like, this is wild. I'm like, and people be like acting like men just don't know nothing and we're just stupid. We just like go around in like caveman style, dragging women by their hair back to like back to the cave and just wondering. Like this is like it is crazy. Like men can actually have conversations about these things, but it's like I said, hey, it's crazy out here, man. It is crazy work out here. Crazy work. So let's go. This man D-Money was like, I know it's stroke game week. That's crazy. Nightfall said cosplaying and doing it poorly. That's wild work. Wild work. Let me see. Do I got one? Do I have one more? I do. Actually, matter of fact, I played I'm not even gonna do the other one. I'll just leave that as is. But I'll play this last video and then I'll move on to another topic that I wanted to talk about.
Black women suddenly become bisexual when they get drunk, and it's so many people in the comments talk about preferences. This is not a preference conversation. If an openly bisexual man tells you that he's bisexual and you look at him with disgust, knowing that you rub on your homegirls, kiss on your homegirls, bump cats with your homegirls, when you get a little liquor in the system, sis, you are part of the problem. Because see, you're allowed to experiment with your sexuality because you don't identify as bisexual. Let's clear that up. Because y'all don't be identifying as bisexual. Y'all just gay for the moment or whatever. But as soon as a bisexual man comes out and makes it known, all of a sudden you're disgusted. I don't like that. And I don't care what y'all say in my comments. I don't want to hear shit about preferences because we're talking about openly bisexual men, not closeted down low men. Openly bisexual men and closeted down low men are not the same. But I don't like how y'all getting real rambunctious in my comments. And that for the people that have DM me, baby, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna block. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I don't give a fuck. You're wrong as hell. Allow people to explore their sexuality just like you explore your sexuality when you drink a little bit of lemon drop. Thank you.
Like I said, it's a much love and appreciation to the women that have been honest when it deals with this topic, because you have fields of other women, like this woman stated, that wanted to come through banging on her social media, her DMs, and they wanted to sit up there and just write all of these things in disagreement. I'm like, why are you in disagreement? If you disagree, like if something must have hit. It must have hit a nerve. It must have hit the right spot in order for you to specifically have a reaction to something that, again, she's not specifically talking about you. She didn't specifically call you out by name or anything of that nature, but you felt the need that you need to go let her know something for unknown reasons. You're an unknown, you're a random to her. But you decide that you want to come directly up there and let her know that you specifically disagree for X and whatever amount of reasons. It's like you could have just clicked off of her video. You could have just potentially even kept it to yourself. But nope. Because you feel a certain type of way, because it's more than likely talking about you, and internally you know exactly what it is that she's talking about, you feel the need to, in a sense, defend yourself without outwardly stating what it is that you're trying to state. Some crazy work. It's diabolical. Like I said, shout out to women out there that can showcase and openly talk about that there are double standards out here and it doesn't make sense. Shout out, like I said, shout out to those women out here. Rabbit says it's just me, or does it sound like a lot of these women are in competition with men? I don't care about your non-existent stroke game. I mean, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. Like I said, I didn't heard women, talk about those things before, and I'm like, it does, like, what do we even? How do we? Like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this information. I'm like, it's just weird at this point, because I'm like, I'm a guy at the end of the day, and I know how things basically work, and everything of the sort. Like you're just talking about using plastic. I'm like, it's not the same. I'm like, I don't even know how you can even have like ego or pride directly over this to say that you're really sitting up. You're not doing nothing, coach. You're not doing nothing. Coming directly from a man, you're not doing anything at all. You're not doing no type of work. This is not an exercise for you. You're not going to actually see like any type of toning or definition happening from you doing this, because ain't nothing connected. Right. But anyways, now this is for the men directly in this comment section that are still here. I would love to know your perspective directly on this question that this black woman here has, right?
You're a black man or you know a black man, stop scrolling because I have a really, really important question. So y'all have probably seen there's a big influx in like community groups. There's kickball clubs and running clubs, and I just started a pickleball club, Volume Vibe, pull up. But anyway, there's all these clubs around like building community. But I notice every time I pull up, for the most part, it's like 70% women or more. And so my question for the men, and if you're a woman, you can forward this to a man so he can answer this for me. Why is this happening? Are y'all in y'all like no new friends era? Are we shy? Like what's going on?
All right. So we all heard that, right? She was saying that there's all of these clubs that are being, started directly up. And she was wondering specifically, why is it that black men are not showing up, right? So I'm going to actually do like a video directly on this and pretty much give somewhere around the same response that I'm going to give here. From my perspective, when it deals with this whole thing, I myself would not go to any of these clubs because, number one, I agree with some of the other general consensus out there that it seems to be, it is a club, but at the same time, it seems as though it's some type of dating spot, because you know how these things tend to go. People will see other people and then they want to try to talk to that person and see where it goes and all that other type of stuff. Number two, as a guy, I don't have time to be around fields of women directly out there, because we've seen what happens on social media, correct? If men go to the gym, a woman will have a camera set up, and then automatically, if the dude shows up within the frame or he's even looking in the direction of the camera, he's seen as a creep. He is labeled as a predator. He's labeled everything but a child of God. And now he's demonized all across the interwebs by way of women that decided that they wanted to be in this echo chamber and like, yeah, men bad, yeah, and do all of that type of stuff. And then they want to, magically try to get the dude fired. And in a lot of these cases, that's what women did. all to find out that the dude did not do whatever it is that the woman stated. She basically lied, all to get some type of notoriety and attention by sitting up there playing as a victim. Like I said, it's crazy work. I don't got time for that, dog. It's too many instances out here where when guys are around women, magically somebody was being preyed upon. Uh, some guy was looking nefarious. He was up to no good. He was coming up asking for a number, asking about whatever. He was trying to start a conversation. He was even looking in her direct. Don't know, and I can't speak for every other dude out there, but I'm just gonna say, like, don't know black man here have time for any of that, because we already had a point in time from, what was it, 2023 possible, I think maybe it was like 2022 to like 2024. We had a point in time where you got, women, well, technically longer than that, but you had a point in time where women in the black community were specifically stating that, oh, we don't, black men, just because you see us, we don't need you to tell us a compliment. Don't tell us hi. Don't tell us to smile. Don't come up trying to talk to us and say good morning. Again, no compliments. Don't ask for a number. Don't even just try to start up conversation. It was all of that thing, right? And then it moved on to the whole thing of black women going to clubs. And then black women started showing these clubs. They were like, yo, where are all of the men at? Like, how come there's no men at these clubs? It's pretty much all women. Well, people sat up there and told black men to stay away. People sat up there and kept saying that black men are dangerous, that black men only want black women for sex, and all this other, everything negative. So men were like, yo, I ain't going to no clubs no more. So now women are stuck with other women directly at these clubs. And as other women have basically stated, that they are more entertained and that they have more fun being around women, right? Because women know women. So now we arrived at 2025 where this woman here is like, yo, where are the black men to come directly to these clubs? At home, watching a football game, basketball game, NASCAR, FIFA, playing the PlayStation 2. I'm sorry, not PlayStation 2, playing the PS5, the Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch. They're on PC. They might be hanging out with their boys. They might be asleep. They might be working a secondary job. They might be taking an undergrad class. They're doing everything else but putting themselves potentially in harm's way of being stated that they are a predator. They're doing everything else. And that's just me. At least that's my perspective. That's my perspective. And this is why I sat up there and told people before, this is why, and again, I was raised to, sit up there and help women, like, pump gas, like groceries and stuff like that. And I used to do that when I was younger. It was easier to do that when I was younger. Now I see women, I'm like, I'm not about to help you, especially a woman I'm not about to help you pump gas. You won't think that I'm trying to sit up there and rob you or ask for your number. I don't got no time for that. I'm not trying to, have somebody try to insinuate something. And now I got, your brothers or whatnot trying to look for me, because you fabricating some type of like lie, and it wasn't even what it is that you said. I already went through that once before in high school. I'm not going through that now, being the grown age that I'm at. No, because I might not even survive, because I'm not going to be able to sit up there and actually talk people down and have them actually listen. I'm not doing that. It's too much of a risk. I'm not about to lose my life. Right. So it's like, I ain't helping with no groceries. Sorry to the old ladies out there, grandmas. I don't be helping with groceries. I ain't sitting up there pumping gas. If you're a woman and you drop something directly on the floor, bro, you got that. And I gotta say it like that. I'm like, yo, you got that. You strong. You independent. Like the same thing that a lot of women have stood up there and told to me. I'm like, yo, you got it, brother. I see you. You are a champion. I'm like, you are a champion. It's like, I'm not about to sit up there and put my life in harm's way, nor am I about to sit up there and allow one woman or a group of women to potentially try to, ruin my name or my image. Like I said, I've already dealt with that enough directly on this platform, and just trying to put out just simple information. And again, being called everything but the child of God. I've been called the worst of the worst. And that is just by random women here. So I already know, if I were to legitimately just go out there and try to help out a woman, and then people start filming it, it's over. It's curtains. It's curtains, dog. I don't got time. And like I said, a lot of women are not going to understand that, because that's not something that happens to women. No guy is going to sit up there and record a woman and sit up there and say, oh, you're acting like a creep. You're acting like a weirdo. Why are you next to me? Why are you even in my same field of view? Why are you even in my direction? Why are you even in the angle of my camera? Who do you think you are? You're not my boyfriend or my husband. I don't got no time, dog. Like I said, I done covered a lot of these videos. And to me that stuff is scary because it can just it can go into a whole nother area that people don't even understand, because you got a lot of dudes out here that are so crazy. They were like, yo, this woman said you did it, so you did it. Why would a woman have to sit up there? What would she lie? What would she gain from that? Everything. She would gain everything. But like I say, you can't tell, a lot of these superheroes anything. They just want to believe whatever it is that it is. Like I said, it's wild out here, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. What is that? Key Harris said, "Who's going to be dumb enough to sign up for an extra mouth to feed that only brings headaches and heartbreak?" Carl said, "If a woman can't beat me and connect for, she ain't worth she ain't worthy of my peace." That's some crazy work. That is diabolical. That's diabolical. Like I said, the only women that I actually help out are ones that I know. That's it. Hey, like I said, for 1000% complete strangers, like I ain't never have a conversation with you. I don't know you. I don't even know your first name. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I do not know what to tell you. And it was starting off. It was very tough to fight against the programming that I've been raised with. It was very hard because I tell you, when I sat up there and saw it was like a Sunday, and I told y'all this before, but it was a woman, an older woman, and I think her daughter had her kids. And the older woman, she was obviously the grandmother, of course, the grandmother and the mother. She dropped, I guess, her phone, and within me, I was about to like run and like, hey, you dropped the phone, and I was gonna go pick it up and hand it to her, and I had to stop myself. I'm like, dog, I'm like, if you go and do that, first of all, you're a black male. If you go and do that, she's probably going to be frightened and shocked. Number two, people are going to think that you're probably run over to steal the phone to rob somebody. And then number three, whatever else negative that people can basically fill in and fill in the blank with. And basically, that's my thought process now. That is my thought process, because at the end of the day, I got to save myself. And I go by what it is, that my mom still mentions to me to this day. She told me that you better not go out here and be no superhero, because you are my one and only son, and only got one of you, right? So don't be going out here deciding to risk your life or whatnot, whatever, for some random woman out here. And technically, I live by that. I live directly by that because I understand it. Because at the end of the day, if anything were to happen because I wanted to be a good Samaritan, the only woman that's going to mourn me and be there is my mom, realistically. Like the like I said, it's a whole other thing, but yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much it, though. That's pretty much it. We've been going for about close to 3 hours. We made it actually pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Nightfall said, "I remember a story about 3 to 4 years ago when a black man stepped into a fight between a dude and this lady. Superman got shot and killed." Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I still got that video too. It was late at night at a gas station, and a guy, I think, leaving the gas station, he was walking on foot. He saw, the argument or the fight that was happening in the car. He decided that he wanted to come over there to try to, I guess, try to move the energy elsewhere or whatnot or whatever, right? And the dude sat up there while being in a car. The dude sat up there and looked at him, pulled out a gun, blasted him, and then, the man and the woman both left while the dude's body was just laying there cold on the ground. I know exactly the story that you're talking about. Even without me looking at the actual footage, it's playing directly in my mind, because I'm like, at the end of the day, it wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth it. And it's crazy to in a sense, say that, like, the dude lost his life for no reason because ain't nothing changed. He tried to intervene. He tried to be a superhero, and He wasn't bulletproof. And I promise you, that woman, she did not mourn that man at all. She didn't show up to the funeral. She didn't give her condolences. She didn't help with the medical bills for the family. She didn't, if the man has kids, she didn't check in on the kids or nothing. I promise you. But yet you would have, women like in that video, at that gas station, you would have women like that would get online and sit up there and say that, yo, black men, you need to protect black women. It's like, brother, slow your roll on that. Because he can do that and lose his life, and now what? So now what? That one is gone. You're going to ask for like 5 to 10 more to stand in his place? No. I'm like, you do realize that black men do have daughters and kids. You do realize that black men out here have mothers. Like, nah, like you're not about to be sitting up there trying to throw away and sacrifice, people's sons out here because your inability to protect yourself and make wiser choices. Nah, brother, we're not doing that. We're not. I'm sorry, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. And like I said, this is when it comes down to, I need people to start being honest about the acceptance of response. Like, I put it to you like this: that man who lost his life, he accepted responsibility and acknowledgement of the choice that he made, because he can never come back from it. So just like that man who is no longer here, who tried to do the right thing for a black woman, I need for women directly out here to acknowledge, right, the part that they play in their responsibility of wrong choices and decisions in men that lead them into circumstances of which their lives are now in jeopardy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think that would be fair, right? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But like I said, my condolences to that man, though, and to the many others directly up there, the sons, the uncles, the fathers, because I did do a story before where a father tried to step in and defend his daughter from the daughter's boyfriend, and the father lost his life. And I'm like, man, it wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it. Then the daughter got the nerve to be sitting up there crying over the fact that her father is gone. I'm like, but you can't be crying because the reason your father is gone is because of you. It's your fault. You can't be sitting up here crying, trying to boohoo and play victim. Like, dog, this is your fault 1000%. Like, if you did not decide to put yourself in the circumstances with dealing with the wrong types of guys that were just whipping your ass, your father would still be here. Like I said, dog, people just don't want to be responsible for what it is that they do. Some crazy work. That is diabolical. Shout out to the bots that tried to pull up in the scene and try to do some stereotypical, racist type of stuff. That's how you automatically get banned. You just decided that you wanted to type one too many times. I think that was about like 5 or 6 times you was basically typing and talking to yourself. You're out of here. You're out of here. You tried it. You thought you had one. You did not. Like I said, that's some crazy work. Oh yeah. We trust me. As soon as I saw that directly up here, it was over. It was curtains directly on that. Let me tell you something. But yeah, pretty much that was it, y'all. That was it. RJ said, "What did Ed do?" No, he was just spamming. He was just. It was about to go into like the whole stereotypical thing. I was reading the comments. I'm like, it's going to go racist at one point. It's going to turn horribly left. Because the moment in time I started seeing somebody trying to, I'm talking about like some fried chicken and I'm a black dude. I'm like, okay, yeah, you out of here. I'm like I said, if people want to sit up there and get stupid, you're more than free to get stupid, but you're going to be directly in the shadow realm, the Bermuda Triangle. We're going to be flipping trap cars directly up out here. Somehow, some way, you're going to be packed up. you are going to be backed up. It's just, it's just going to be that. It's just going to be that. Hack said, good stream. Sham said he's spamming, and spamming is not allowed. That is bars. D Money said I was getting ready to answer the questions. Yo, this man. It was a kid Harris said they basically tell us stay away from them unless you pay outrageously. They're not going to help financially or domestically. They're not virtuous and think because they're cute, we're going to overlook it. I think maybe might be referring to a video earlier, or are you referring to the video that's in front right now with the woman that started the different clubs? She had the question for black men. Hack said, "Be one all." Gotcha, brother. Gotcha. Sham said, "I never been clubbing. I can't dance." Yeah, be like that. It be like that. It'd be like that. But yeah, man, it's some crazy work out here. Like I said, much love, respect, and appreciation to all of my moderators. All of the blue. I said blue. All of the beautiful, wonderful moderators directly about here. Um, for all of your support, the things that y'all do every single day, both seen and unseen. I wouldn't be able to, do the things I do every single day without you guys. Sitting down, putting down some road traps for the for the trolls, putting down some spike strips. Shout out to anybody who has donated directly to the to the live stream as well. Shout out to anybody who recently subscribed. We are currently on our way. Let me see, to about, I gotta look at the other channel. We are a little bit close to about 50K subscribers, which is actually pretty dope. Pretty awesome, at this moment in time. Like I said, we getting directly up there. It's taking us some years. This has been a very slow burning, slow moving, type of thing, but we slowly getting up there. Shout out to anybody who's a part of the membership of the channel. Shout out to anybody who's a part of the Patreon, anybody who, donated by way of, Cash App and things of that nature. Yeah, like I said, major, much love and support. I wouldn't be able to do things that I do every single day without you guys. Like I said, I really do appreciate it. And everything that y'all do. Trying to figure out, was there something else? Because I usually have like a whole thing that I normally go through, and I cannot, like I said, that one video just like messed me up. Like the hamster is just like, it's gone. I probably got like a pelican or something sitting up there, working on a hamster wheel or something. Like it's just not working at this moment in time. Let me tell you something. It is diabolical. What was it? Sam said, "No, I can't dance, and I don't like being crowded in a small room with sweaty people." Yeah, I get that. Yeah. D Money up here laughing. Brandy World said, "We appreciate you too, man. Much love, brother. Much love." Sham said, "I can play video games, and that is what I can do." So basically, D Money, what she's saying is you would have to take her to, like one of the computer gaming cafes, probably like Korea, because they got like the United States don't really got like cyber cafes like that. We do, but we don't. Korea and other Asian countries, they have way better cyber cafes. So that's basically what Sham is saying. It would have to be like a cyber cafe. Night Drop said, "Peace, Seji. I got you. Brandon World said, you have fell for my MF trap card." D Money says, "Sham, I play video games too." Yeah, D Money is yeah. D Money, don't I got you added on wait, what's that? Because I got a lot of y'all added on some stuff. I think RJ, I got you added on the Switch, right? I forgot. I gotta make like a list or something. I gotta really do like a live stream and try to hope that a lot of y'all pull directly through or something. Or maybe I got to start having people go directly to like the Discord to drop like the gamer tags and stuff so I can really keep track of people. Because I would swear I got y'all like all over the place. It's like it's fragmented. Like somebody is, I got, of course, like Sham and Hack and Tide. Bam, I got them on Steam, right? And then I got some of y'all on Xbox, then some of y'all on the Switch, and then some of y'all on PlayStation. So it's hard to keep track. And it's not like I can really make a list on each console of like, okay, these are, this is everybody from like, the YouTube squad and, stuff like that. So, yeah, stuff. Sam said, "LOL, you put a lot of dumb women on today." Yeah, that's true. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Nightfall said, "Don't feel bad, Sham. There seems to be no dancing anymore unless it's twerking." That's true. Okay, yeah. So RJ, yeah. Switch, yeah. Beyond Xenoverse. Wait, didn't you also you don't play Pokemon Unite, right? Or do you? Because the craziest part is I play Pokemon Unite and I bought a character on there, but then I never came back after I bought that character. And I think that was like a month or two. You know, the funniest thing is I'm gonna have to like go through and actually update my Switch because it's been about 2 or 3 months probably since I touched Unite, and they probably got some more Pokemon that came out. So I gotta, I gotta sit up there and do that. Sham said, "Yeah, I like arcades too. I do that. So like Dave and Buster's and stuff." D Money said, "You got me at it on PlayStation. I will never play Xbox." This man, it be the haters out here. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's diabolical. Also, for my PlayStation folks directly out there, because I do play Battlefield, I play as a support. The BF, well, or is it BR? Yeah, the battle royale that they got out there, it is free to play. So even if we're on separate consoles and stuff like that, there is a way that all of us can, in a sense, connect. At least if people got PC, if people got PlayStation, Xbox, that's one way to sit up there and do it. I mean, it's a 4-man squad, but or yeah, because you can't do like the normal modes because you would have to buy the game. But yeah. Rabbit said, "Did you buy the new Pokemon ZA Legends?" Nah, I ain't buy it yet. I really ain't play my Switch, so I didn't actually buy any new Pokemon games. Nightfall said we should start taking over bowling alleys and billiard halls now. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Brandon V. World said, "Damn, Sham." RJ said, "I play all systems, but Gears is on PlayStation, so Xbox, what's the point?" I mean, for me, it's like it's whatever system that you feel comfortable at, right? So if you are used to PlayStation and that's where your friends are, that's basically your home, then yeah, I get it, right? Or the same thing with Xbox, PC, and stuff like that. For me, I got all systems, but I primarily just play on Xbox because that's where all of my friends have been for God knows how long. So that's pretty much why I stay there, and then I like how the system is set up when it deals with parties. I think we can have like almost like 30, 25, 30, whatever. It's a ridiculous amount of people that you can have in an Xbox Live party. So it's like, that's a whole nother thing that I do love about, Xbox and, things of that nature. But yeah. This man, Brandon V. World, he was like, dating ideas, LOL. This man. Shout out for the $2 dono, brother. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Sham said, "I do bowling, but I gotta bring my ball because the alley be too heavy. I gotta find the shoes. It's been a minute since I went." Yeah. That's yeah. I told people a while ago, I'm like, when I used to go bowling with my friends, I'm like, yo, I'm going to buy a ball. When I get money, I'm going to buy my own ball. It's going to be custom. It's going to be like Power Rangers or whatnot. And then I'm going to have shoes. Never did it. Never did it. Brandon B. World said, just joking. D Money said, "I rocks with billiards." Rabbit said, "D Money, most of the racist edgelords for some reason on Xbox." Actually, Rabbit, they're mostly on PC. They are mostly on PC. They originated on P before we had consoles. All of these racist edgelords, Master Race, they all started off on PC. After consoles started coming out and having online, this is when they started splitting off and going to variant consoles and stuff. Night Drop said, "Whatever happened to roller rinks?" They got them in certain places, but it be like that. RJ said, "Yeah, I got a video of me chasing a white man that cut me off in traffic and called me a B, and his ass was scary." You should upload that on TikTok, and that'll probably get you. That'll probably net a lot of views. Let me tell you, that will probably net you a lot of views. I swear to goodness. D Money said, "I have a custom pool stick. That's dope." Sham said, "Yeah, I got a custom pink ball and shoes to match." Gail said, "Nope, your custom ball will have Tippy, Sham, and my face on it." That's crazy. See how Gail just be popping up out of nowhere? Gail been here this whole time. And Gail's like, "You know what? I'm about to pop it." I tell you, it is always Gail. Let me tell you something. D Money said last time I went bowling, I pulled my hamstring. Never again. Dang, that's crazy. I mean, you probably just gotta stretch though. Before you go bowling, I'll probably say you just gotta stretch. Cause I mean, going bowling, you will work some muscles. Like you'll work, side, you'll work arm, you work back muscles, like leg muscles. Like, yeah. So yeah, I see how that happens though. I see that happens. Brandy Brewer said Call of Duty brought racism to consoles. It did, and I love it. Like I said, I think I did play the newer Call of Duty. I played like the beta, and I think I might have heard like a few racists on there. I was like, it was exhilarating. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna be there, and it's free to play too because it's on Game Pass. Oh, buddy, we're gonna be there like I was on Vanguard. I tried to highlight one of those matches when I did. I was actually playing when I was streaming, and it was this dude in there being racist. I'm like, you one of those. I'm like, we about to sit up. I'm about to beat you down. I'm like, you are going to be the main reason your team loses. I did win that match. Y'all just weren't able to, hear it because I didn't have it set up properly that it was coming directly through. Because I think I was doing it through StreamYard instead of just specifically through OBS. So yeah, I kind of, jacked that one, but yeah. D Money said we have a skating rink down here. Got my own skates and everything. That's dope. RJ sitting up here rolling. Sam said, LOL, Seiji got to put all of his wife's faces on his bowling gear. Gil don't play about making sure you're taking. It's always good every time. Let me tell you something. It's always Gil. Nightfall said change your approach, but yeah, it happens. Yeah. I would just say like, yo, just stretch. Like if you know that you are gonna go bowling, if you decide to take a chance and do that, yeah, just do some stretches. Warm your muscles up a bit, your leg muscles, so you don't have to worry about nothing like happening or whatnot. Sham said my ankles are too small for ice skating and roller skating. My feet too small. I fall too much. As soon as you said that, I swear to goodness, that would be something. If Tippy was here, that would be something that Tippy would say. I swear to you, that would be something that she would say. Let me see. So then we got Nightfall said, "Get up, laugh, and keep trying." Oh yeah. That's bars. That's bars. Young RJ the gamer. Wait, do I got you on there? I got you. Hold on. Because I'm actually still on TikTok right now. I can actually just fly directly to your. Let me see. RJ. As soon as I typed in half of the name, you automatically popped up. Gotcha. Got you already in there, man. Because I think I also got you on what's the name as well too. I think what is it, IG? I think it is. I think I might have you already on IG. But yeah, I try to sit up there and follow y'all on a lot of stuff. I think I got quite a few of y'all on IG. But that was more so during like the pandemic when everybody was like on there. Then everybody, technically broke off and went, other places. D Money said just wrap it up in some bubble wrap. That's crazy. RJ sitting up for rolling. Sam said I fall too much because I think I have to have custom skates, otherwise I get a sprain too easily. Oh yeah, you need ankle support. That's why, like for me, I don't wear like lows, like gym shoes. I don't do lows. Like I don't like my ankles technically feeling naked, like they're just like not supported. Can't do that. I can do some mids, but I can't do lows. Like I'm really not about that life. So yeah. So yeah, I get that. RJ said, "Yep" on IG. Okay, yeah. And then Nightfall said, "Imagine a Seiji if black folks started roller skating again, the fashion world would explode." Oh yeah, it would. It would if we started pulling up skating rinks, in a lot of our areas. But the problem is, as soon as we do it, then everybody else want to start coming directly to the skating rink. And I'm like, dog, can't you just sit up there and just like build one there? I'm like, we're trying to just like be chill, like we're trying to listen to our music and just trying to relax. We're not trying to you know worry about trying to accommodate everybody else and all the other. Like, we don't got no time. Because, like I said, when black people sit up there and skate, like, it's fun. Like, it's a whole rhythm, it's a whole vibe directly to it. Fun stuff. Nightfall said Uggs, Crocs, and Jordan skates. RJ said pandemic. Seji was chill in the Seji zone. That is bars. That is bars. We had the Seji zone sitting up there going. Had those episodes up there, and we never came back to them. I could have had so many videos, but it's just like, hey, nobody was like really interested. So it's, time to cut it short. It didn't get revived for a second season. It didn't even make it a full season. So it'd be like that. I had fun doing that though. I really did. I did have fun doing that though. Gail Jones said 100. Why did I say your name fully? Gail said 100%. D Money said just get the high top skates and double up on the tube socks. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Nightfall said, nope, black folks can't have a toothache to ourselves. Bars. RJ was like, I love the Seji zone. Much, much appreciation. Sham said, LOL, my ankles be rattling in the high top skates. I do think they make skates for that problem, though. I'll keep looking. Yeah, I want to say they should have skates out there for support where when it deals with, like, I'm not going to say like the calf to the ankle, but somewhere above the ankle all the way down, it should have something there where it stabilizes it, right? Where it makes sure everything is everything. So yeah. But anyways, that's pretty much it though, y'all. It's about 3:15. We'll be going for 3 hours and 50. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, hamsters off the book. We've been going for about a good 3 hours and 15 minutes. Much love, respect, and appreciation. It is, yeah, actually, it's weird. It's actually currently 3:00, so it almost matches up with the time, which is crazy. What was it? Nightfall said we Africans created skating. It's diabolical. RJ said, once Seji video started, I already hit the like button out the gate. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Gail said peace and love. So yeah, I will have another video uploaded for you guys. I technically did I complete it yet? Let me see. Actually, I do have one that I finished. I gotta upload that one. So yeah, I will have a video that I'll upload for you guys. It'll probably be up in like less than 30 minutes. It just depends on how, I guess you could say, like, the verification or however you want to sit up there and call it basically goes, because I'm downloading it now so I can upload it. So we will have that directly up there for you guys, and hopefully about 12 we'll probably have something else directly up for you guys. If not, again, we'll probably have a video up at like 7:00, or things of that nature. So like I said, videos already downloaded. So yeah, I'll get directly on that, and so you guys will have video to watch within the realm of 3:00, and have something else to talk about as well too. D Money said, well, Sham, get a pair of Heelys. I ain't heard that in a minute. Sham said, LOL, if it keeps me from falling, I will sport them. Bars. See, I see you guys later in the next video and or live stream. Peace out.